stuck in an illusory trap. I almost died. That was something that happened. Um, we found, we did some more exploring of the rooms. We found the barrels and shit, which had some type of weird liquid that we don't fully understand. Um, and we basically just putzed around for 2 hours until Escalja had the brilliant idea that we should, or I'm sorry, Andarin had the brilliant idea that we should maybe try casting a spell on the illusion, which turned out to work. It worked. It was great. Yeah. And oh boy. And then we went down a couple floors, which I think was very uneventful. No, nobody almost died there. That was nice. Anybody want to take it from there?
So yeah, we got down to the what was it, the 5th floor?
I think so.
So we got down to the 5th floor, and we get one of the reasons we got out of that trap was because after the magic was cast on the wall, the door, I walked through it, which caused it to rupture and break apart. Right, so as we got down to the 5th floor and we tried to open up the door we found that we could fit coins in every single little hole that was there except for one. We couldn't find the one hole we could find the key we could use to open up the door. So we tried several different things. Just couldn't figure out what we could do about this. We even went back up into the other hallway that we were at before, looked through all the rooms there, tried to find something that would work. We weren't able to find anything. So as we were doing this, I noticed there was some tugging going on in my pack. I reached in my pack and found that there was another amber stone there that wasn't there before.
Who's the one you picked up earlier?
So
what?
You had it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I know. Well, yeah,
okay.
I think we figured out how I got it, but that's another story for a little bit later in the discussion. So, so we tried. I can't remember how we did. Did we try to put the amber stone? Or no, it was wanting to get loose, and I had to make the decision on whether or not I would let that happen or not. I let that happen.
Yeah.
It turned into a lizard, sand lizard, who never proceeded to try to jump up into the little hole. That didn't obviously work yet, but at least we knew we were getting somewhere. Then he started leading the party up to higher levels in the dungeon. At which point, Andarin and Andarin and Grint decided to follow him. I decided to stay behind and continue trying to work on the door and get it open. And Andarin, if you want to take over from there, because I'm not sure what happened after that since I wasn't there. Unless he's having problems with his microphone.
Asky, you there? Oh, he just disappeared from Roll20 too. He must be having problems.
Yeah, his computer might crashed.
Mayhaps. I guess I will finish up there then. There you are. There he is.
Yeah. I don't know. Probably unbound my push to talk key, but no.
Man,
after, I have no idea. Computers. But anyways, basically what was going on was the lizard was trying to warn us about whatever's behind the door, and we were playing yes or no 20 questions with it to find out what we could. And after the game of 20 questions, I returned to Braun, and I'm trying to dissuade him from opening the door, but I'm afraid that he might be dead set on getting something out of this entire endeavor. And I think that's about where we wrapped it up, actually.
You guys were upstairs while he's downstairs trying to get the door open.
Okay.
If I remember correctly.
I believe I had climbed down. That was my last roll.
Yeah, you're working to climb down right now, yes. I think you did already.
Actually, yeah, I think we both did.
Yeah, you guys are both down with him at the door right now.
Okay, so what are we going to do about this? Because we have no way to get past this door, and Lizard Man says that there's bad stuff on the other side of the door. I don't know if I trust him or not, because sand wraiths are tricky and kind of dicks.
Yeah, he's been so honest to us so far, right? So,
Mm-hmm. But the fact of the matter is, we cannot open this door.
I mean, we can try pushing on it again or trying to open it up with strength again, but it didn't work last time.
I think it would take Herculean effort to move this door.
So we don't know what's behind that door. The Sand Wraith is telling us that there is bad things behind that door. And the bad things that are behind the door crawled up out of that pit.
Possibly, that's what it seems to be.
So that's trying to indicate that the pit goes down to the 5th floor, which that's what, 60... How many feet would that be from where we were looking
80 or
down
90
the pit?
feet from the top floor.
80 or 90 feet. So light wouldn't travel that far or anything like that, because we've tried dropping things down into there and it's disappeared.
Yeah, so it's probably further than that.
Or there's something intercepting it on the way down.
You mean possibly like that there could be some type of magical field in play that would...
Like a door, yeah.
Gotcha.
Like the one we saw we were trapped in.
Yeah, quite.
So I was thinking maybe we had 100 foot of rope here. We could try and tie it to it and lower me down.
You want to go to the pit. You want to lower someone into the pit.
I'm volunteering to go down.
I do not think that's a good idea. I think that is a bad idea.
Well, the moment I see anything, I'll be screaming to get let back up, pulled back up.
Honestly, I think we should call this a wash for now. I think we've gotten as far as we can go currently. I think we should go back and do some more errands of sorts, some more silver tier work, I do know that if we accidentally... I do think we have gotten to that point. I think first floor, we were okay. This second floor seems to be way above our pay grade right now.
Right, but we don't know what the third door might hold.
Yeah, just because we met a door that we can't open, we're hightailing it. I mean,
I just feel like... What?
We're going to believe the Sand Wraith.
I don't necessarily believe him, but I know we can't open this door yet. If you're suggesting that we could find a way to open it on lower levels, that is possible. But honestly, I hadn't expected to go any further than a couple of floors myself. So I'm just thinking it might be better to wait until we are a little bit more experienced. Because clearly we are not so far.
I say that we should probably just look around for whatever we can get to without having to bust out every bit of locksmithing skill we can.
So you want to try and go down to another door, like on a 3rd floor or something?
I think as long as we still have path to go down, we should do everything we reasonably can to explore this structure.
Okay, what are we sitting on rope-wise?
Well, we had used the 50-foot length to get down here. We still have the 100-foot length and the 10-foot length.
Okay. So we could use the 100-foot to get down to one more floor, is what you're saying. Is that our plan? I mean, I'm okay with that. Just wondering. No. Wait. Time out. How did we get past the bone room? Yeah, that's what I thought we used 100 on. We had just used the 50 to get down here. That's what I thought we did.
Oh no, I think we used 50 to get into the dungeon, 100 to get down here.
Yep, correct.
And then we still have 50.
We have a 50 and a 10.
Yeah, right, because we did bring 2 50s. I remember that. Okay. So, do you want to go down one more level and check out a door there?
Yeah, I think that's probably our best bet.
I'm game for it, but all right.
I think checking out the pit would be the best bet. But that's just me.
I just do not like that pit idea at all.
So you're gonna keep going down some floors?
We're going to use rope. Are we just going to like grapple down, or are we just going to?
Are we at the end of the 100-foot yet? Or we still have enough to get down?
No,
like 10. We could go down one more floor.
Again, we have one more 50-foot rope we could use to get to the next level with the door. I assume, yes.
You don't know what the next level with the door is.
We can't see from here, really.
Well, you can't see directly below you. You have to like walk
I
around and
suppose that's true.
past
but we
past the outcropping that's the stairs. See if there's a door in the wall.
Okay, but it's not one of those things where it's like the doors are evenly spaced per level.
No.
Like we didn't notice. Okay, we haven't noticed a pattern. Fair enough. Then we might have to try level by level. Then again, if we just lower the rope, we would easily climb down. We'd easily see where. Yeah, we'd probably see it. Sounds right to me. Let's do it.
So what about your little friend? Is he coming with us?
All right, wait, where is he? Where's the sand wraith at now?
He didn't follow you down.
Oh, okay. Fuck him then.
Sure you don't want to because he might give us more hints if you are believing his stories.
I mean, if he wants to get down here, I think he can make that happen. I'm not gonna go chasing a little fucking lizard all over the place. That's all I'm saying, alright?
Justin Latro hates lizards.
I didn't say that, but I do hate sand wraiths.
Understandable position. So, if you want to keep climbing down on... do you want to use your current rope to go down one floor, or do you want to reattach a grapple and just go down on your other 50?
How many grapples did we bring?
We brought a total of 6. And
okay, then might as well use a grapple here.
Alright, then give me an athletics roll to shimmy down the rope.
What?
Interesting.
I'll say.
See, if this was episode 8 instead of episode 6, I would be a little freaked out.
Didn't we hit a string of 8s last game too?
Yes, we did.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so Grint. Alright, yeah. Grint and Braun, you guys just kind of slide down. And you can't really control it. You're kind of just going in a like a controlled free fall, so you're trying to like just find a place to swing yourself off, which you do. You swing yourself off at the bottom of the rope, at the bottom floor, but you don't get a chance to look at where anything is. And Darren, however, does spot that 3 floors down, 2 floors above where you guys are, there is another door set into the wall on that level, and he stops there. Assuming that he chooses to do as such.
3 floors down was a great band, by the way.
Okay. I'm going to let both of them know. Hey guys, there's a door up here. I don't know why you guys rushed to the bottom.
Well, we can only go down. Were we going down the new rope or we were going down the old rope? So we're going down the new rope, right?
New rope, yes.
All right, so we need to climb back up.
I mean, I just figured, I'd see what was at the furthest bottom just to recon as much as humanly possible. That was my plan.
Yeah, it was all part of the plan, man.
Yeah, obviously. That's, I don't know what you were doing up there. You kind of decided to stop. I mean, we could always visit that door. I mean, if you want to go to it now, we could, sure.
Well,
is there anything down there?
Big pile of gold just laying down here. I don't want to,
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't see anything, but...
Well, you guys should definitely investigate that floor. I'll look up here at what I can find.
Bad idea. And again, I assume there's more debris on the floor here. Just like bodies and shit. I'm going to investigate just to see if I can find the big coin, Just see if we can find that big coin. We should be looking for it.
Do not find the big coin.
Fair enough.
You do, however, find a coin or a medallion. You're not sure which it is. It's pretty big.
Okay. How big we talking? Like palm of the, or is it like my whole hand or palm of the hand?
Like whole hand.
How heavy is it?
Quite heavy. It's shaped more like an oblong rock than it is a proper coin or medallion.
Do I know what it is? What would it, the material?
No, you do not, actually.
Really? Even with my dwarven senses, I do not know. What could I roll? Would that be like an intelligence thing?
That would be intelligence. You're clueless. You don't know what it is.
Gotcha. Actually, you know what? I'm going to flip the rock over and do another roll, just for shits and giggles. So I'm like, this side now. This is different, and see if I can get it.
Okay. You know that this is some type of igneous rock.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
And we all remember what igneous stands for, right?
Nah, 6th grade was a long fucking time ago.
Igneous rock is like a porous volcanic rock.
I was gonna say it has something to do with volcanoes, right? Like it comes out of a volcano or something? Okay.
It doesn't always come out of a volcano. It's just like that porous, superheated rock. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Like a dragon might make.
I guess. But so with this shape and what you said it's porous, right?
Mm-hmm.
And is there anything? I'm gonna do a perception check just to see if there's anything that seems related to this rock nearby.
Okay. There is a small basket. Well, at least it used to be a basket. Now it's just a pile of dust, pretty much, and bits of plant, like old dead plant matter. There are a bunch of other rocks spilling out of this basket of all other shapes and colors and sizes.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And you didn't find it anywhere near them, but that's the only thing nearby that you think it might be related.
I see. So there's all these rocks on the floor. Are they roughly the same size as this one?
Some are smaller, some are larger, but yeah, they're all roughly around the same.
Do I know what any of these rocks are? They're the same type of rocks, they're a different color.
Not all the same type.
Really? I would like to pick one up and see if I can figure out what kind of rock it is.
Yeah. You pick up the first one you see, and this is quartz.
Huh. Okay. How many different types of rock would you say? Is it like a dozen or more?
A few dozen, yeah.
Okay, I'll pick up another one and see what it is.
Granite.
Okay. Just a pile of rocks here. So this could have just been somebody transporting some rocks around that they were going to, what do you call it? Like take to the workroom or something, and then probably just like shape it into something. That seems to be the case here. So I don't think these have any type of intrinsic value. Could I do an investigation for like precious metals, something really good?
Sure. I'll include gems in that since you didn't mention it, but I assume that's what you meant.
Yeah, something like that. Do I get a bonus for stones? Or
Yeah,
my dwarf?
I'm just
Okay.
mentally giving you your plus 2.
Okay, just I figured you were. I just didn't know if it would apply or not.
You find a geode. You're not sure what's in it, though. You do find a geode.
Okay, I will take that. How heavy is it?
It's not that heavy. It's actually one of the smaller ones. It's about the size of a baseball.
All right, then yeah, I will definitely take that and put it in my pocket.
Okay, put down whole geode in your inventory.
Hole with a W, I assume. That's what you meant?
Yeah, WHOL.
Okay, good shit. All right.
Like,
Like, as a geode, I fell in a hole. It's like, really? That's interesting.
the descriptor you choose to use. It's the whole geode.
Okay. All right. I am satisfied. Yeah, I don't see anything else on this floor, Bron. No coin, nothing.
Well, let's go see what Esky needs help with.
Sounds good to me. So I assume it's athletics to get back up to there.
Yes. Yes. You both shimmy up without a problem.
Shimmy, shimmy. Okay. Well, while they are conducting their investigation and climbing back up, I'm going to go ahead and do an investigation of everything on this floor, other than the door itself.
Okay. You don't find anything particularly interesting aside from a halberd that you find lying around. It's in pretty good shape. Surprisingly good shape.
Okay. I'll go ahead and see if either of them want to take that along when they get up here.
Okay. Grint is definitely going to want to look at it, if nothing else.
That's my thought on it. So when they rejoin me, what exactly are we looking at with the door?
Oh, with the door. This is a round metal door. Grint recognizes the metal as bronze. This one does not have any indentations in it, but it has a knob in the center.
Okay, so time out on this halberd. You said this was a halberd, right?
Halberd, or at the very least, a halberd head. The shaft is rotted and gone.
Okay. But Grint's got like a big old chubby for weapons and stuff of that nature. So with his knowledge of weapons and stuff like that, does he notice this? Can he put like a can he be like, oh, I've seen one of these before. You know, it's from this empire, from this era, or some shit like that. Could I do a history check off of that?
You can try to do a history check, yes.
Okay. Damn, dude.
You cannot place where it's from, though you do recognize that it's almost more of a hook bill than it is a proper halberd.
Okay. Question: could this be used for a grappling hook head, if one were so inclined?
Very roughly.
Very roughly. I still think it's worth taking then.
Okay.
You pull the head off of the rotted shaft. You now have 1x unknown halberd head. Put that in your inventory. So surprisingly heavy. Heavier than you would expect.
Do I know what type of metal it's made out of?
No, you do not.
Okay, okay.
He ain't heavy, my brother.
Okay. So we should turn our attention to the door now. So it's bronze with a handle in the center,
A handle, a knob.
or a knob.
Mm-hmm. Like a dial almost.
Okay.
Okay, just real quick like that, I don't mean to interject, but and not to be nitpicky or anything, but do you have a better background for perhaps some dungeon delving?
Sure. That's pretty good. Yeah, whatever you want. All right. So yes, the door is completely unmarked, aside from this dial.
Okay. So completely unmarked, the dial in the center. Okay. So who wants to step up and try to turn the magic dial?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. One second. I actually meant like a splash screen, not the music.
Okay, be more specific. No, I don't have
I
a splash screen
apologize.
for this.
Okay, fair enough then.
I can try to upload one on the fly though as we go here.
Okay. So Brian, you want to take a swing at this thing?
Sure. I approached the door cautiously
Swing at
and
it.
tried to move the dial in some smart fashion.
I don't know what you mean by smart fashion, but yeah, you turn the dial. Nothing happens as far as you can tell.
Okay, I was trying to do a perception roll there to see if we can notice like some distinct characters or whatever, or might patterns for what this dial does exactly.
For what it does. Patterns. You assume that it opens the door. I mean, that's a pretty safe assumption.
Right, but there's no like notches or anything.
No,
like
no
that?
notches.
Really?
Have any of us tried actually opening the door?
I mean, let's pull on it. Let's both pull on it and see what happens.
All right.
So yeah, we pull on the dial or the door or whatever, I guess.
But nothing happens.
Okay, fair enough. So there's no characters, no symbols, anything on this door.
No, not as far as you can tell.
There may be a way then to make characters show up. You know what I mean? Like some type of a magic thing where if you put my palm on the door, anything.
You gently caress the door, but you don't achieve anything.
I would like to use Sacred Flame on the door. That seems to be
Okay.
popular now.
And nothing happens.
Nothing happens?
Nothing happens.
Okay. Because without any type of etchings or something, there's no way we could figure out what the hell to do here, unless we just keep spinning. You want to? I'm like Ron, just try to keep spinning it, spin the dial, see what happens. Try not to break it though. And I'll investigate the area around the door, see if I can find something related to the door. I guess.
Investigate how.
Yeah. That's a good question.
Specific here.
I'm investigating for. Man, I'm really not sure what I'd be looking for. There has to be something I can like press to the door. Well, there doesn't have to be. That's where my frame of mind is. Something I can put on the door that would make symbols appear or something. Or maybe you know what I'm gonna look for? I'm gonna look for like. It's a long shot. I'm gonna look for paper. Maybe there's something that's like a password. Maybe it's an audio thing where I have to speak it. And
I can tell you without you even making a roll that there's no paper.
Okay, I kind of figured it would all be dusted and blown away. I guess I would look for tablet, a slate, or something then that would have a such a phrase written on it, etched, if you will. So I'm gonna do that.
Look, you were searching for a tablet.
Yes, something like that.
I do not find any tablets.
Damn it.
Like that.
So there's no markings on the door itself. Is there anything, a marking pattern on the floor, perhaps?
Or the wall.
Nothing that you can
Walls.
see, no.
Is there like dust and dirt covering the floor here that I should roll an investigation check to try to clear?
No.
Well, I don't see anything anyway.
You don't find anything. How do you search
So-
exactly? What are you doing?
I'm just kind of sweeping away anything along the floor.
Sweeping away along the floor. Alright, on the floor, right next to the door, almost like in a welcome mat spot, there's some kind of etching in the ground that you can't see, but you can feel with your hand.
Okay.
Feel?
So I'm gonna try to trace out this pattern of what I can feel. Is there any distinct shape or pattern to it?
There's definitely some kind of distinct shape or pattern, but when you try to look at it, you can't see it, and it just seems jumbled. But when you rub it with your hands, it seems to make more sense. It's like words, almost like a line, phrase maybe,
Okay.
but not one that makes sense to you. You don't recognize these characters.
Okay. But by feel and imagining them in my mind's eye, do they have a distinct shape, like something from the Dwarvish script or more Elvish script, or?
If you had to hazard a guess, they are very blocky, like Dwarvish script.
Okay. Grint, run your hands along right here. Can you make out anything by touch, but don't try to look at it necessarily?
I'm just like looking at him in the ground, like, what?
Come touch the stone here. I know
Oh, yeah,
dwarves
yeah, okay,
love to
yeah.
touch stone.
Absolutely, yeah. So I put my hands on and kind of run around. I'm like, hey, it's kind of rough here. It's like there's something here.
These are clearly language characters to you, though a lot of them are foreign. They're similar to Dwarvish, but not exact. You do catch a few words
Hmm.
out of it.
Can I like try and like phonetically voice these words?
Try to phonetically figure it out? Yeah, sure. That'll be a big dick intelligence roll.
Ugh, not quite.
You do a decent enough job. You catch a few words that seem to be very similar,
Hmm.
and it's something. You catch the characters for blind and sight right next to each other.
Okay.
That's about all you can catch. A lot of it, it seems to be lacking a lot of the filler things like of and.
Okay. Okay, so I relay this information to my compatriots that I've got the words blind and sight here, but not enough to figure out how they interact.
Okay. So I'm going to run my hands along the brass face of the door frame here. Is there any other details hidden along this?
No etchings you can feel, but the door seems to be almost ticking.
Okay, the ticking is is not necessarily comforting in this situation. So I let the other two know what's going on here. The door seems to be ticking.
Wait. It's ticking while Bran is fiddling with the dial. Yes.
Yes.
I tell Bran to stop fiddling with the dial. Or Bran. Yeah.
Should I though? I mean, if it's
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
something
well,
different than it was.
Hold on. So just stop. Just a moment. Now I want to put my ear to like the door.
The ticking is very loud now, and it's still going.
Even when he lets off the dial.
Yes.
Okay. I tell him to slowly start turning it to the right. Just very consistently, and does make a different sound when he does that.
The ticking turns more quick. It gains in frequency, yes.
Uh-huh. Okay. But and then when he stops, it slows.
No, it does not slow. When he stops and leaves it in that position, it continues just as quick as it was.
I tell him to turn it left now.
All right.
The ticking slows down to a crawl for the left he turns.
I'm relaying this information as they're doing it. I'm like, yeah, when you turn it left, the ticking slows. Turn it right, the ticking gets faster.
Do we want faster or slower?
That's a damn good question. I tell him to turn it, keep just like wheeling it left all the way.
All right.
Right. You bring it further and further left, and then there's a thunking sound, and the ticking stops.
Okay.
All right. And does the door open now?
No, it does not.
Okay. I tell him to turn it right again.
All right. When he turns it right, the ticking continues at the same volume that it did when he originally turned it.
I see. Okay. So I told him nothing happens. I'm like, maybe if we turn it all the way to the right, something might happen. But we might be looking for a very specific ticking frequency, although I'm not sure what that would be.
Okay, so we
Do you
should.
guys want to? Do you guys want to go up a floor or something and let me just dial this all the way to the right?
You want to see if the door explodes?
It'll open.
I mean, I need to think on this.
Or do we want to try and be smarter about it? I mean, that's my question. Are we trying to open the door or are we trying to figure out the puzzle?
I mean, a little from column A, a little from column B. Let's think about this. Okay, so we have. What would blind insight have to do with this? I guess it's because you could open it even if you were blind, just based on the ticking, right? Like that would make sense. And when we turned it all the way to the left, it stopped completely. It just thunked off. Okay. I tell Bron to turn the dial to the right, and then left, and then right again pretty quickly, and see what that does to the ticking noise.
All right.
Do what exactly?
So basically, he's quickly turning right, and then he's going to quickly turn left, and then he's going to quickly turn right again. I want to see how that impacts the ticking.
If he does it in the same increments each time, then he ends up in the same place as before. The ticking is at the same volume and same frequency as it was before.
Right, but the expected result happens. It goes up, then down, then up again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what I tell him to do is I tell him to spin it to the right as fast as he can.
Okay.
Just gonna do that.
Yeah.
All right. You just spin it hard right, like a ship's wheel. And the ticking grows more and more frequent until it stops.
Okay.
Nothing happens.
There's no thunk or anything like that. It just stops.
There's the same thunk and the ticking stops. Yes.
All right. So now
Okay.
we go left until it does it. Maybe we're putting tumblers into place by getting. I mean, I don't know.
Could be. It obviously wouldn't be a standard tumbler type deal because, or standard like dial type deal because it has a beginning and an end, quite obviously. However, I am guessing that is the code we're looking for. Is that we need to do like multiple frequencies in an order to open this up. That's my guess. If he starts spinning it left, does the ticking start again?
Yes. Or if he spins it right.
Oh, or if he spins it right, it keeps going again.
Correct. Yes.
I see. So there's yeah, it makes sense now. I'm starting to get the picture here. Oh, that's good. I like that.
So it's a combination lock that operates on basically ticks per minute instead of the numbers.
Could
We
be.
don't know.
Very well
We
could
don't
be.
know what it is, but the.
I'd like to do another investigation roll on the area we have already. See if I can scrounge something we missed or something like that. Maybe there's more letters or something.
You run your fingers all over the place and search out for more inscriptions, but you only find the original one. That's all that's there.
Nothing else? Okay.
You did uncover only a tiny portion of it.
What do you mean?
You only figured out a tiny portion of it. There's a lot more to it.
I get that, but unless I have a way to, I'm trying to think of a way I could get this stuff to visualize so I wouldn't have to feel it out. Because I imagine if I could do that, I would gain much more insight on this.
Well, do we have anything that you could write down parts of it as you felt along?
I considered that. What I'm honestly thinking of right now is taking like a candle. I think I have a candle, and maybe just like rubbing the wax on it and see if the letters become more pronounced when I rub the wax all over them. So I would actually like to do that. I would like to take one of my candles and I would like to rub it on the ground where the symbols are.
Okay.
Do they become more pronounced?
Looking at it, no. It does not.
That's what I figured. Okay, so this is something that you can only feel, you cannot see.
Does make it a little bit easier for your hands, though, because the wax is a lot more distinct than the
Really? Well, if that's the case, then I will do another intelligence check here and see if I can glean anything else.
Okay. Okay, perfect.
Yeah!
You think you've actually cracked this exact phrase. It's going to be rough, but phonetically, it seems like it's like combining characters of the Dwarven alphabet plus something else, some kind of curved style of writing that you're not used to. It's very foreign to the Dwarven script, and that's used as a sort of punctuation. But you think you figured it out.
Now here's the question: Has he figured it out for future attempts too?
He has this particular inscription down.
Okay. But he could use that as a basis for future.
It would help if you find anything similar.
Right. Okay.
So you get bonuses. All right.
The rough translation of the phrase by your guess is, the blind man sees, the deaf man hears, the man with no fingers feels.
Do we have to cut off our fingers to get into this? Is that what you're saying?
That doesn't make any sense. Run that by me one more time.
The blind man sees, the deaf man hears, the man with no fingers feels.
So yeah, I relay this information back to my fellow adventurers and admit that I am totally fucking stumped on this.
Okay. But you had to feel the script there, and obviously you still have your fingers.
I look at them and I say, yes, perhaps. So far we've had to feel out the scripture, and that happened. We can hear the ticking, but what aren't we seeing?
Does anybody have anything that can create a blindness field of some sort?
I mean, we can close our eyes.
Yeah, that's a little bit more of a simple solution.
True, but I know, yeah.
It's like that overthinking picture.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Could we possibly blind ourselves? I don't think that's necessary. like Bron's already got like an eye, a fucking spoon, getting ready to take his own eyes out. He goes, "You sure, guys? We could.
No, we gotta cut our fingers off too. We gotta cut our fingers off.
Yeah.
I
I tried closing my eyes. I tried closing my eyes. Then I just close my eyes and look at the door. What happens?
Nothing.
Yeah, I kind of figured that. Okay.
That's what you've been doing the entire time you've been feeling this inscription, though.
That's true enough. Wait, yeah.
Okay, so how do we listen to the door without hearing the door?
Oh, you can put your hand up to the door and you can feel the tick through your hand, I assume.
Yeah, you could do that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we've covered hearing without using your ears. We've covered seeing without using your eyes. How do we cover feeling without touching?
I don't know. I mean, we talk about vibrations in the air and stuff like that, but... Wait. What? Okay, this one's going to sound kind of weird. What happens if we, like, blow on the dial?
Yeah, if you blow on the dial, nothing happens.
Oh, God damn it! You are an asshole.
Maybe a little bit. Like the rising hope of getting what you wanted on Christmas morning, only to find that Grandma bought you a Nintendo GameCube instead of the Nintendo.
I was gonna say it was a fucking like crochet sweater inside of the GameCube box.
That's a little bit more brutal and savage.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't tried peeing on the door yet, have we?
I would prefer not to do that.
The option is open to you, however.
Mm-hmm. A man with no fingers, feet. Actually, like we figured out the blind man sees. Like that one makes sense. The
We tried
deaf
turning
man
the dial
hears.
with our feet.
I really, you know what? I'm gonna let you do that, Brian. Go ahead. You turn that dial with your feet. I feel like that's not quite what we're looking for, though.
As far as you can tell, it doesn't make a difference.
All right.
Smells worse, though. Jesus.
Yeah, sure, he's got that swamp
His-
foot.
It's been a while since we've been to a bath, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You literally haven't taken baths yet.
Pretty much, yeah.
2 weeks. Sorry, almost what? 3 weeks of sweating into your shoes. No bath.
Mm-hmm.
We do take
Really seals in the flavor.
out a little bit.
Probably use those socks to flavor a soup.
Oh, that's just not. Why'd you have to go there?
I was assuming this was a medieval fantasy, so it's kind of a twice a year thing
Yeah, pretty
to
much.
bathe.
Peasants, maybe.
The man with no fingers feels. Let me see.
Yeah, that's one that's killing me. I actually don't feel like I understand the deaf man hears either, because we can listen in on a tick, yes, but how is that the deaf man hears?
Well, if you put your
What?
hand to the door, do you feel the vibrations instead of hearing
You
them?
you
Is that
do,
the
yes,
difference?
that's technically true, but you can hear the vibrations too.
Right, but
Maybe what you're saying is that they're more distinct. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, let's try that then. I want to put my hand on the door and feel the vibrations while he turns the dial.
Yeah, you can feel the ticking just as well as you can hear it now.
Okay,
Difference in it. Okay.
but it's not different, is it? Maybe it's like an emotional feeling. That must be it. I think one of us has to cry. Oh, no one's gonna man up, huh?
Man up to cry? It seemed to be your idea.
Mhm.
I was going to let you run it.
Right. I came up with the idea. That's why it should be on someone else to execute it. All right, meet me halfway here.
All right, I'll meet you halfway.
Well-
I'll bang your foot and make you cry.
That wouldn't make me cry. Tougher than that.
You stomp Grin's foot and he jumps around and says, ow, but cry.
What the hell?
Can't help, man.
Hmm. I can't come up with anything. We might have to leave this door too.
All right, well, maybe if we come back from the city with a lever that has no
We need a
fingers.
blind man, a blind deaf mute with no feet, no hands.
And I think we're really going off the rails now.
Be playing you over on the rails to begin with.
So what do we know? We know that there's a tick, there's a dial, and then there's the word puzzle. And we need, like obviously there's a code to be done with the what you call it? with the ticking, but we have to figure out what that code is. And
Scoop it up.
nothing
Scoop
we've
it up, Echo.
unlocked
Just so
in
they can
this
tell my voice right
little
now.
poem or whatever the fuck it is seems like it would be forthcoming with this frequency or this sequence that would help us.
So what exactly are you doing?
I'm just thinking out loud. That's what's happening.
Okay.
Okay. I got something. This ticking frequency thing, do I think I could replicate it by humming?
Yeah, probably yes.
Mm-hmm. That's all I can think of is maybe we have to like make a noise that resonates with the frequency. I'm gonna try it, Bron. Like wheel it around or something, and I'm just gonna try humming to the door, singing to it, something.
All right.
Gonna make this door feel.
Okay.
So yeah, I hum along with the frequency of the thing, by it does nothing, I assume.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Yeah, okay, this is worth a shot. And after rubbing my hands on the doors, I think, and Darren, when I tried this, there's no like engravings on the door either.
No engravings.
What about the wall?
No wall.
Mm-hmm. How does this keep happening? How did we keep spending an hour on door puzzles every fucking session?
Too many doors.
That's
Yeah, so, I guess it is.
On this one, I think
fucking
you're
doors.
missing the obvious.
You say that about every single fucking one.
No, the last one was a bit cryptic, I'll admit. This one isn't, though.
I don't think the last one was cryptic. It's just that we have no spellcasters except me, and I just didn't think the one offensive spell I had on hand would actually do anything. I think if we'd had like a wizard or a sorcerer, we'd been like, yeah, just fucking throw fire at it. I don't know, something. Can I do like a fucking intelligence check to see if I can figure out what one of these steps might be?
Sure, you can give it a general guess. Reference some perhaps old poems and lore.
Or even insight. Like I fucking hate insight. It seems so fucking useless. Even though I feel like this is the kind of thing you would want insight for, but I guess I'll do intelligence. You want me to try insight? Here we go.
You can do both. I see no reason not to.
That's fair. 25 insight.
You feel it. The first part of the puzzle was very simplistic and straightforward. The other parts are probably like that too. If you had to hazard a guess.
That's why I already assumed that, and I still can't fucking. What is straightforward about the man with no fingers feels? Like how I'm not chopping my fucking hands off.
And I already tried using feet, so that didn't seem to work.
Yeah, right. Like I'm like if feet don't work, then I don't even know. Okay, like feet was our ace in the hole.
See if chat has any clue. Nope.
I already asked them. They were fucking stumped as well.
You beat yourself up when you figure it out.
Oh, absolutely. Oh yeah. No, that's how it works.
I'm going to do an intelligence check to see if I can figure out what we're missing with this clue.
Okay. Figure out what you're missing. No, you're not sure.
Okay, let's focus on the deaf man hears. What could that be? Like, let's leave the last one off. The deaf man hears. Again, I feel like that's the vibrations coming off of the door. Like that's what that says to me.
Well,
Is that you can feel the vibrations through the fucking door, but you can hear them too. So.
I'm just wondering if it's just trying to say that 3 senses are needed to open a door, and not like you have to be blind in order to see it. You just have to focus on seeing, focus on hearing, and focus on feeling.
Right.
Okay. I mean, we already focused on feeling. So what you want to do? Like a perception check now to see if we hear something or whatever?
Maybe we can just, so we are hearing something, but we're not interpreting what we're hearing properly. Maybe we just need to focus on trying to figure out what we're hearing.
Yeah,
entails.
Basically, my perception check is to see if I notice any type of like pattern or rhythm that comes from the ticking behind the door.
There's no pattern or rhythm to the ticking behind the door, but there is something else, though there's too much ambient noise for you to hear it properly. It's very low.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We have to try to hear what that is without the interference of the door.
So can I put my ear to the door and then put like my fucking finger in my other ear? Or you're telling me that will not work?
When you do that, you hear the thumping slightly better.
Slightly better. It's just like a thumping.
Mm-hmm. Like a low, almost unhearable bass sound. It's on the lower end of your hearing range.
Mm-hmm.
Do we need to get the dial in sync with that bass noise, maybe?
Think so? Yeah, okay. I tell Ron to spin the dial and try to get it close to this low bass hum, I guess. Do I even think that's possible given the ranges I've heard on this dial?
Yes.
Okay, well then I tell Ron to do it.
All right, I'll spin it until he tells me to stop.
You spin it until you think it's about right. Though it's definitely not precise.
Mm-hmm. It's not precise. I wonder if there's another way to augment the ticking then that we haven't figured out yet.
Can you feel the ticking?
Yeah, like with my hand, do I feel that low bass hum, or is that only something I can hear?
It's only something you can hear.
Really? And so we've gotten as close as we can, and nothing's happened yet.
Yes, but as I said before, it's pretty imprecise.
Is there a way? And I don't think there's a way we can make it more precise.
Not with you able to hear the other people shuffling around and moving the dial, no.
Shuffling around? Are they shuffling? I mean, I figure these guys are just sitting still.
Yeah, but like when he turns the dial, he still like brushes his sleeve and stuff like that. And with your ear to the door, you can hear that quite well. The sound travels extremely well through metal.
Can you listen to the wall and not the door, maybe?
Or
I figured that would
take care of it himself.
You think the one turning the dial needs to do it?
Yeah.
Okay. I tell Bron to listen in and try to figure it out.
All right, I'll listen for the noise. Is there a way I can put my finger in my ear, listen to the door, and dial at the same time, or do I need somebody else to block my hearing somehow?
You just like put some of that bone meal in your ear.
You know, have some kind of wax or something, yeah.
Yeah, you could use wax.
I got candles. Let's do it. He gets the old ear waxing. A classic.
All right, so I'll wax up one ear, use the other ear to the door, and then turn the dial to try to dial it into matching the bassy noise.
And me and SB
Like a really
will-
good
as,
DJ.
as still as possible. We don't even breathe.
Braun Mix-a-Lot is my name now.
There's still too much just ambient noise from the door.
From the door itself. But then how would we hear from behind the door without... That just doesn't make sense to me. Or unless we tried to amplify the sound, which we could do with like a cone, I guess, if you'd like. We've got no paper or anything like that.
Do we know where the noise is coming from? Is it coming from inside the door, or is it coming from somewhere other than the door?
Not coming from the door.
So we need to figure out where it's coming
behind
from.
the door. What if I put my ear to the ground? What do I hear?
Nothing. Oh, you can hear
Okay.
the faint ticking of the door. That's it.
Mm-hmm. What if I put my ear to the dial?
You hear the ticking of the door. The
Same.
dial rubs the inside of your ear uncomfortably.
If I listen to the
I
wall,
figured that. Yeah, the wall did nothing. We tried that. Right?
did we try it, or did we
Correct.
say we were going to try it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I thought so.
Is there any way to stick a tube through there? Or do we have any kind of tube that we could stick through somewhere to hear the other side of the door?
You can't tell if there's any way through the door, so no.
Is there anybody who has any sort of magical ability to hear noises?
Maybe. 1 second.
That's where we'll look at our inventories and see if there's anything that might make sense.
Only thing I have is light, basically. In relation to what the fuck would that do? I guess we could like we could put like a no, never mind. I was thinking we'd see like light vibrate or something, but I don't even know how we do that.
Yeah, so I was wondering if we could do if
You know
we're
what? No.
noticing the light changing or something. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually like this idea. I'm gonna even though this sounds. He said it was a simple answer, and this sounds convoluted as fuck. I'm going to take one of the pewter coins we have or whatever, and I'm going to light it up. I'm going to put it next to the door. Against the door, like up against the door, and see if it vibrates a little or something.
No, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, okay, that's what I figured. Yeah, I have no idea how to cancel out any extra sound. I've got nothing at all.
No death spells or...
Wait. What? No, that doesn't seem like it would work either. We need to enhance our hearing or lessen the sound of the door, and I just don't see a way to do either of those things. Or, like you said, listen to this through something other than the door. And again, I just... Wait. Oh my god, you guys, turn the dial all the way and to make it quiet again.
The thunk? Okay.
Yeah, turn it all the way off.
All right.
Okay. You turn the dial all the way, and the thunk happens, and the ticking stops. But you can still hear this bass sound now that you're focusing on it.
Okay.
You can hear it a
so
little
this
bit more
bass
clearly
thing.
now.
Yeah, like real clearly. Can I do a perception roll to hear it real fucking clearly?
That's kind of already what you're doing. You're already straining as hard as you can. You can't...
Okay. All right. So now that I hear the sound a bit more clear, do I think I could get a more precise link up of the ticking?
Well, the issue is now that you can't hear the ticking, so no.
Right. But once the ticking starts, now I have a more like I can see this in my mind's eye. I can get the ticking closer. I feel right.
Possibly, yes. You'd have to make a pretty fucking good roll.
Okay, tell me what I need to roll.
Ooh, that's gonna be, I guess, perception. Yeah, perception.
Okay, so I tell Braun to start the thing up again.
All right.
And as he gets closer, I will roll perception.
Before you do that, give yourself guidance or something.
Can I give guidance to myself?
I don't think you can give it to yourself.
I think it's a touch other kind of type deal. Let me check. I think that's how it works. You touch one willing creature once before the spell ends. The target can roll a d4 and add the number to one willing creature. I imagine myself is willing, right?
Are you willing to touch yourself?
God, yes.
I'll permit it for now until I hear something otherwise.
Yeah, I actually thought it said one other, but it says one willing, so I feel like myself is willing.
Willing does imply not yourself, though.
Oh, does it? Then I won't do it. Then that's, no, forget it.
Well, just cast it on me and let me do that because I've got the wax in my ear already.
What's your perception at? Or plus to perception?
Plus to perception is 4.
Then yeah, I would say absolutely. I explain the hum to him. I give him guidance, and I put my hand on the dial.
Okay.
Would it be better if I tried to dial as well? Would that make it a better chance for the roll?
Yeah, I say go for it then. Yeah, because you'll have a more precise. Yeah, I say you do everything then.
All right. So I have guidance. I'm rolling perception as I try to dial this in.
Okay.
Okay.
You absolutely butcher it. You have a sudden hiccup fit while you're in the middle of trying to do this. And every time you think you're close, you just hiccup again.
I think we should save that guidance till later.
Yeah, I'm not using that right now.
Okay, well he have his hiccup fit. I push him aside and I give it a go.
Okay. You don't do much better. His hiccups are still interrupting you.
That is a good point. Okay, well,
Guys,
so what?
Obviously, it goes a little bit more like this.
Does it now?
All three of you butcher it. You're pretty much the most tone deaf.
Yeah, like he goes for it and I just start belches.
Really good thing none of
Sorry,
you
what
are a
was that?
bard. You don't have a career in music.
Yeah.
Okay, we can't feel it out. There's nothing. The dial is the only thing protruding that would, and so that's a no-go. This is such ass. I'm so angry.
If we could just silence the door somehow, I don't know.
Yeah, but I can't. Well, we did. We turned it all the way down, remember? And the ticking stopped.
No. But we need to silence it while we're doing it. But then again, we wouldn't be able to match the ticking up. So
Exactly.
we need to augment the thumping noise somehow.
I'm just going to give you a hint. Think about how bass sounds work compared to higher pitches.
See, I don't know shit about sound, so you got me. I don't know.
Well, you can. Bass is much more air pushing, so you can feel the bass. Like that's how you feel bass inside of your chest or whatever when it's thumping really loud, as opposed to a higher sound. So,
right,
it requires a lot more oomph, as it were. So that's why I was thinking if we could feel the bass sound as we're trying to dial it in, if it might make it better. If we could get a better sense of it through feel.
Right, but again, how would we do that? Wait. Maybe the more of you that's touching the door, the more of the thing you can know. I'm serious. I'm gonna take my fucking shirt off. I'm just like gonna fucking splat myself against the door.
All right, you splat yourself in a jumping jack against the door, and
No, not like that. Like press myself against the door, not like
okay.
Just like
You
flop.
press yourself against the door like you're trying to pickpocket it, but doesn't do anything.
I can't feel it through my body, not through my soul.
You can, but not any better than you could earlier. It's not
Really?
coming
That's
door, we already
I
said.
figured it was a surface area thing. Okay, that's all I fucking had. I don't see you guys coming up with better shit.
No, it's like we'd have a piece of paper maybe that we could notice the vibrations of it.
You think if something else was touching the door, that was, but again, the ticking would also interact with that. Maybe, I don't know.
No, I think the ticking is not going to cause the paper to move, but the base would. So we'd be able to see the baseline. With
you think as it vibrated out through the air?
Yeah.
That would be the Man with No Fingers feels. And this is what I thought. I thought it was some type of air vibration thing. But again, what would we do? Like, what would that be?
None of us have a piece of paper or anything like that, do we?
Do I feel like I could... Did I already say this? I feel like I could hum the bass line. Did we try that?
You already tried that, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the torch, is there a torch in the room or not?
Yeah, you have a torch because you have to see by one.
Yeah.
So you guys have one kind of set there.
Right. So do we notice the torch flickering at all along with the baseline?
Not along with the baseline. It's flickering so frequently.
Right. Yeah. We need a way to isolate this baseline, and this is not my area of expertise at all.
I was about to come up with a terrible pun.
Well, what'd you have?
I was going to say you might say you're a bit acoustic when it comes to these.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, it's so bad. It's so good.
So there's no like paper around. We already said that. We looked for paper, couldn't find anything. What translates vibrations really well? Anybody?
Dust.
Does it?
Yeah, I mean,
You think we rub dust on the door it would show us? I grab like a handful of people dust that's on the ground and just fucking rub it on the door.
You already confirmed that the vibrating sound is not coming from, or the bass is not coming from the door.
Oh, it's something behind the door.
Or somewhere else. I mean, maybe in the room we're in. Have we tried to track down where the bass line's coming from?
Okay, turn it off. We only hear it when we put our ear to the door, though.
No, you can hear the bass when you don't have your ear to the door. That's how you first identified it, is when you turn the door off.
Really? Okay, well, in that case, then we turn the door. I would tell Braun, or actually, I turn it off. So I turn it off, and I listen for where this bass is coming from.
Okay. You can't tell where it's coming from.
Not even a general direction?
No, it's very enveloping as a sound.
Of course, it's echoing off everything, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, SK, you're making a lot of noise. Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that. My headset's breaking.
Oh, that's no fun. So then there must be another way to track down this sound, not by hearing it, but by something else. And again, I just don't know how we would do that.
Fingerless man feels. We're trying to feel the bass.
That's what I was thinking, is that we could feel the vibration, but apparently we can't do that.
Does anybody have any ecstasy on them, or?
It might help, right? Just really feeling this bass. Where is it? Just like start convulsing. It's like, yeah, follow him. See what he's doing. Do we
feel it on the floor, the bass line?
Yeah, but no, because we already said that, right? We tried. I put my ear to the floor. Nothing. When we put our hand up to the door, do we feel the bass line more distinctly?
No.
What about to the wall?
No.
Not the floor. Oh, what about the railing? Fuck it. How about the railing nearby? No.
In fact, you push a little bit of the railing down into the pit when you touch it.
Yeah, that railing had it coming.
Nobody's got a tuning fork or anything, right?
Yeah, all right. That would be helpful.
So I hook up my JVX speakers to the door. Does that work?
Unfortunately, no, that does not work.
What about the halberd head? What like I couldn't recognize what kind of metal it was. What if it's like really sensitive to sounds or something? I pull it out just see if it's like vibrating or something.
It's not.
Okay, I was like, that'd be really fucked up if we found the key right off the bat and thought nothing of it.
Another Peter coins or anything do anything with it either, I'm sure.
Nope.
Or the lava rock.
I didn't bring that with me. I brought the geode.
Okay.
I've got the 10 coin. I've got that. I've got half a deck of cards. I don't know if the cards would resonate this sound or not if we put them up to the door.
I say give it a shot. See what he says.
I put the card up to the door then, or even hold it up in the air. I don't know. Yeah, remember I have half a deck of cards still.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything.
That's what I figured.
Not meaning he has half the number of cards that are normally
Yeah,
in
I
the
know.
deck.
Exactly. That's what's funny.
Yeah. Wait, what? I thought that's what I did.
No, you have the whole deck of cards, but half of each card is gone.
Oh, is that how I did it? Okay,
Yeah.
I guess. I thought I just threw like half the cards in there.
No, you dip the whole deck in and it ate away.
Let's go with that.
half
I like that idea better. That's a better like coffee table piece. You know, it's like, oh, how do you get the half deck cards? Well, let me tell you. Can we make smoke?
we can light a fire.
Yeah, maybe. But not like
thing
fire.
that
No,
torch
fire would interrupt the smoke as well. We need like really fine smoke of some kind, and that we would be able to see the fucking vibrations through it. Shit, what do we have on hand? I mean, there's fucking dust everywhere. I want to just like start fucking all this shit around us. I know everything's like dusty and whatnot. I just want to start putting dust in the air all around us, like thick clouds of dust.
Okay, you just start grabbing handfuls of dust and tossing it up into the air.
Yeah, and like sweeping around me and like kicking shit around and whatnot. Yeah.
Like a kid in a sandbox. You sweep it all around over the place and toss it up in the air.
Yeah, could get it real smoky in here.
The room's all dusty. Well, the place where you are is all dusty.
Yeah. Can we notice any vibrations in the air?
No.
Really? Even with that?
Like I said, I don't know what kind of spells you guys have, so.
I mean, pretty much none. I'm a level 2 cleric. You know, like even my.
Yeah.
I mean, if this whole thing is riding on one of the spells that one of us has, that's kind of ridiculous.
It's not.
Okay.
You could do this even if none of you were spellcasters.
That's the kind of.
I could even
what
do
I
it,
assume.
I'm saying.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, I could figure it out.
Well, figure it out's a bit of a stretch, but you could complete it if you knew how. And it's just like a hum from that bass line, right? Like one continuous hum, right? More of an occasional thump.
Really? Like something being plucked.
Wouldn't say plucked, strummed.
Well, that's
tapped.
kind of plucked
Whatever
as well,
whatever descriptor you want to use.
Mm-hmm. I would use plucked. So that's what I'm gonna do. So it's like something being plucked over and over again. It's like a thum, thum, thum. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. What if I tried to match the beat with something out here? You know what I mean? Like what if I
Your
I
bone
took
drum set?
yeah, exactly. Like a bone or something. I just kind of like tapped the railing every time I heard it.
You're putting out a fat beat, but you're not actually accomplishing anything.
Mhm. But by doing so, I wonder if I could keep my rhythm and then tell Braun to start doing the door thing.
Basically what you tried before.
Yeah, I have another
What?
idea though.
Okay, what do you have?
I'm gonna put wax in both of my ears.
Okay.
All right.
Now, do I still sense the bass line?
Yeah.
But I can
Clearly,
barely,
actually.
but I can barely hear.
With enough wax, you can't even hear your friends speaking. They're just kind of mouthing and not saying anything, which is a nice change of pace.
Yeah, I may
I'm
leave
just
it
like,
with this.
man, this idea is so stupid.
And now I'm
And
gonna turn
I'm
the
like,
dial.
what is this dumbass even trying? What an idiot.
Now I'm gonna try and turn the dial and faintly hear the clicking noise as best I can while focusing on the thumping and try and dial it in.
Right, yeah. You fiddle around with it for quite a while. Give me a perception.
You still have guidance.
You want me to roll guidance too, just for fun?
Do
If
it.
you want.
Man up. You're the fattest of rolls right now.
Just
There you go.
Okay. So the 27, am I able to do this?
After several minutes of fiddling, you finally get them around the same frequency, and you stop for a moment to reconsider. And when you do that, the door makes a series of clicks, and it is silent, and this bass is also silent as well.
I will try to push on the door.
That does nothing. However, the door now looks different.
Looks different. Okay.
Yes, the door is now covered in hundreds of tiny little, like fingerprint-sized holes. Divots, more like.
Do we see this too?
Yeah, you all see this.
We're like, what did you do?
I think I made it harder.
I guess. So there's a bunch of little finger.
Actually, you know what I say is
holes.
what?
Yeah, right. That's what I was thinking. Like, huh? Okay, so looking at these little finger holes, is there a particular pattern to them, or are they Are they just completely random?
It's completely random.
You said they seem completely random.
And they seem to be.
Do I notice a pattern?
Don't notice any pattern.
Okay.
And they seem to be about fingertip-sized divots.
Yep, correct.
The man with no fingers.
Fingers. Yeah, the man with
blah.
no fingers feels. So the other one kind of makes sense now. He just needed to wax his ears up to feel the vibrations more than he heard that other stuff. Okay, so the deaf man, so he turned out all that. How do we have no fingers and still fill these holes?
That's a pretty simple solution.
Get a knife?
Mm-hmm. I would like to stick one of my candles in one of the holes.
Okay, you stick a candle in the hole.
Uh-huh.
Doesn't do anything.
I stick it in several holes.
Doesn't do anything.
Oh, okay. I already lost a fingertip today. Someone else put their fucking finger in one of these fucking holes. Okay.
Or a toe?
I got medicine skill. I can put it back on.
Well, if I run my hands over the door face now, do I notice anything beyond divots?
Run your hands over. Okay. When you run your hands over it, the divots move around like beads almost, and they bounce off each other on the door. It's very, very strange looking, and they bounce off each other on the door and move to different spots where your
Okay.
hands touch.
Way to go, you broke it.
Well, reality seems to be breaking a bit here.
I think we should all just put our fucking hands on the door.
Or can we try to put our hands on the door and you say that they moved? Do they
Let-
move
let-
out of
let's
the way of
make
the
a
hand?
fist.
Do they move out of the way of the hands?
If he moves it against them, yes.
So could we try to kind of corral them all together?
Yeah, you could try that.
Into one super hole?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, let's fucking do it.
Do they merge
Okay.
at all? Do any of the holes merge at all?
So you guys are going to corral these? This is going to be some sleight of hand going on for all of you. All of you
Yeah,
roll a
this would be
sleight
great.
of hand.
Okay, let's do it.
Hopefully Butterfingers doesn't mess it up this time.
Who's Butterfingers? My sleight of hand is amazing. See, they rolled 21s, and now I'm gonna do the thing that I do.
Okay.
Like nice.
Luckily, Darren and Braun kind of carry you through this. They just have you, just push up those ones at the bottom. Just keep doing that.
I'm like, I'm helping.
And they eventually manage to corral them all together. As you force them together more and more, they smush together and form larger holes.
Like a Gario.
Yeah, exactly like that, actually.
Okay,
And
so
what happens when they get all together?
Yeah.
When you finally push them all together, because as they get wider, the divot also gets deeper. When it's finally at its most circular point, basically, when they're all corralled together and it's one big circle, you try to push together more, just try to compress it a bit, and there is a scraping noise as the back of the door disappears. The door's about 2 feet thick now, you realize, but the back of the door there is a small hole that you have made that you can see
we
through.
Can see through? Okay.
Sort of. There's a rush of warm air out of that hole.
All
Very
right.
musty as well. You sneeze.
Yeah.
Warm, musty air rushing out of a hole.
So I guess I really don't understand. How big is this hole?
The divot itself is about 2 feet in terms of its radius, but the hole itself is only enough for a single finger to fit through.
I do not understand.
So it's like a concave pit on the wall with a hole at the end of it.
Like a
At the
big
bottom.
concave hole, yeah, and in the very center in the middle, there's a hole at the bottom, yeah.
Finger filled hole. Okay. What the fuck? And this is on the door?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And there's no more. Does the door open?
No.
But we can see through now.
Mhm.
We could put our finger through that hole and maybe pull the door open with it.
Yeah, I know where this is going. Someone's got to sacrifice a fucking finger so we can get in here. I put my pinky
Or-
finger in the hole.
Or grappling.
You put your pinky finger in the hole, and all of a sudden you can't feel your pinky anymore.
Yeah. All right. I remove my hand,
You remove your hand, and your pinky is missing. It is severed cleanly.
but I feel no pain.
Doesn't feel bad at all. For a few
No,
seconds at least, and then it
not
feels
spurting
fucking
blood.
awful.
Oh, okay. And then it's like,
Yes,
is my
that
pinky in the hole still?
hurts. No, your pinky is gone. The hole is slowly widening.
Widening.
And it continues to widen until the door is gone.
I wonder if that would have worked with like a grappling hook or something through there instead of a.
Me. That'd been great before I lost a fucking finger,
I tried to
Bron.
say something and you stuck your. I tried to stop you.
I medicine this shit to stop the bleeding.
Right. Go for it. Give yourself another disease here. Close. Ooh.
Hmm.
You wrap up your hand and you stop the bleeding. Which hand was it? Left hand or right hand?
It was my left hand.
Okay, good.
So I'm missing left pinky now, but the door is gone. It is like we can enter now, correct?
Yeah, door is gone. Correct.
I got first dibs on treasure. Okay, I paid a fucking pinky for this.
It's better than the other appendages you could have tried.
Yes, I 100% agree with that.
Like your nose.
Yeah.
See, a dwarf missing a nose. I wonder who that sounds like. Game of Thrones, anyway?
He's not really missing his nose. It's just kind of
Well,
scarred.
In the books, he is missing a nose.
Wait, what? What the hell is this about a dwarf missing a nose?
In Game of Thrones, what's his name?
Uh-huh.
Tyrion. In the
Tyrion,
books, so in the TV show, he just got a nice scar across it. In the books, he actually lost.
In
his
the books, he's actually ugly as fuck. Yeah.
he's
Yeah,
very
is he really?
ugly,
Okay.
And he's basically got a big gaping hole in his face now, where his nose is missing.
How did that happen exactly? Was it part
The same
of...
way, it was during the attack when he got the slash. Only in the book, the attack was
Okay.
much different. Yeah, it was much more gruesome.
Right, and it takes his nose off. Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
they just didn't want to CG that stuff.
Yeah, makes sense.
Cut off his actual nose. Some of those method actors are pretty crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure it'd have been much harder to do than placing a mustache or something.
I love
Just
the
saying.
Deadpool. Did you see the Deadpool trailer where they mentioned that?
No, I've seen a bunch of them, but I haven't seen that one yet.
They were talking about they have Cable come on and he's got a green arm, and they're like, why aren't the CG effects done?
Oh yeah, I do.
It's not like we're
remember
trying
that.
to
Oh, yeah.
take out a mustache.
Right. Oh, it was good shit. Okay. So the door is open. We can walk in. I would like to walk through the door, or maybe not walk through the door. Actually, how about perception? You guys feeling a perception check here?
Couldn't hurt.
So what does 14 perception get me?
14 perception gets you dark vision of the inside of this room. This room is extremely tall and it has 3 tiers. You are currently on the bottom floor, but there is another tier above that with a balcony ringing the room. Another tier above that with a balcony ringing the room. This room is filled with, or at least it used to be filled with, books.
Really?
Yep, it's full of shelves. It's a large circular room full of shelves.
A library.
Are the
Yeah,
books
stone
gone, or
shelves
are they
cut to the wall.
just dissipated into nothingness?
A lot of them are dissipated. A few of the ones that were on the floor, close to you guys, they literally just crumbled into dust whenever you stepped too close.
So I'm doing an investigation check to see if there are any books that are not garbage.
You walk around destroying books as you go, and you do find a few ones that seem to have held up a bit better.
Okay. I would like to take these. Or how many of them are there?
There's 3.
I guess I'll open one up. I'll open one of the 3 books up.
Right. You open one up, and immediately the spine falls out and all the pages crumble.
Okay, let's try book number 2.
The same thing happens.
So even though these books are the best looking ones, they're still pretty much worthless.
Can you read the titles on the third one?
Yeah, can I read anything on it? Or
The third book is unmarked. This one has a locked clasp holding it closed, which is why you did not open it yet.
I see. A lock clasp. I'll look around for a key to it, just for shits and giggles.
Okay.
15.
You do not find any key.
Okay. Do I think I could break this?
Probably could, though. Judging by how fragile the other books are, that would be quite dangerous to this one book as well.
I see. It'd be better to have a book not broken, I figure. So I'm going to put this one away in my pack. Do I just write down clasp book, I guess? Yeah.
That'll work.
All
The
right.
Secret
Let's
Immortality was in one of the other books, by the way. Just letting you know.
Yeah, fuck it. Well, apparently that book should have read it then, because it fucking died.
Yeah, who wants to live forever?
Mm-hmm. It would be a great irony, right? This is that the book of immortality got too old to be read. Is there anything else in this room that we see?
No. I mean, there's books that you haven't searched yet.
I thought you said that there were only 3 that looked even remotely good.
Where we
You
were at.
searched the whole library. You just
We've only
like
been on the
walked in.
first floor too. Yeah.
Well, then let's keep looking around.
So, is it only books, or are there any other things like crates or chests in here that?
As far as you can tell, there's only books.
How big is the room, area wise? Like, is it like 10 by 10, or is it 20 by 20, or is it oblong?
It's a circular room with a radius of about 30 feet.
Is there any visible way to get up to the second tier?
Yes, there are stones. There's a stone staircase that that goes around the exterior of the room, basically.
Okay, I'm going to ask the real questions now. Are there any skeletons around?
There is one skeleton.
Okay, how many fingers does he have?
He has 10 fingers.
How the fuck did he
On
get
each
in here
hand?
then? What is this bullshit? What kind of door do you have where you need to give up a fucking limb to get inside? How did he get in here?
You're making the assumption you needed to give up the limb to do that.
Yes, I am making that assumption. That's right.
Maybe somebody let him in.
That's some bullshit.
That's what they had slaves for.
Yeah. But there's one skeleton, huh? What's his deal? What is there anything around him? Anything that, like,
Books.
I don't know.
He's sitting. The skeleton itself is sitting on top of a stack of books,
Mhm.
looking contemplative.
Really? So he just died like that? Like he was just
Like a thinking
kinda-
emoji skeleton, basically.
Mhm. Gotcha.
Does he have any
Um,
clothing or anything still remaining on him, or is it just a skeleton by itself?
Yes, he actually has some robes that are the best clothes. Like they're the best looking clothes that you've seen down here. They're in very good shape.
really?
Mhm.
I would like to approach the skeleton and greet it.
Okay. You approach the skeleton and say hello. The skeleton does not respond.
I poke the skeleton
Poke the skeleton. Where do you poke the skeleton?
in the shoulder.
The skeleton slumps over backwards and falls to the ground with a crash. And the skull rolls across the floor, and most of the bones are shattered.
No shit.
You are also
Search-
cursed.
What? Run that by me again.
You are now cursed.
Can I do a
but
religion
you
check
don't know
to
it.
try and fight against that? Oh, because I mean, if I did that, I would, say like a prayer or something, be like, "Oh shit,
Oh.
totally sorry about that, bro. Not my fault."
Oh, that changes a little bit. You do a religion check, yeah.
I give him a my bad type deal.
You butcher it. Do a wisdom save.
God damn it!
Thankfully, you shrug off whatever magical effect was trying to force its way into your mind.
Okay then.
Although you get the feeling that your god may still be slightly displeased.
All right. That is understandable.
So, having seen that, do I still want to search the robes for like a
The
key or
robes
something?
are undamaged still, yes.
No kidding.
I will search the robes.
Do these
Just like
robes-
shake the bone bits out. Like, there we go. Out with the old and with the new.
You search through these robes, and in one of the pockets, you find 5 golden fingers.
Golden fingers. I wonder what they might be used for.
I would like to look at one of these golden fingers. Can I like attach it to my? I want to like try and attach it to my stump.
Don't try to attach it to your stump. How do you do that?
I don't know. I just like rub it up against the thing and see if it'll like take.
Okay, it does so. The golden finger latches onto your pinky and shrinks down to size.
What? That's amazing. Is it a golden finger?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Use it for your other missing digit.
Though it does appear to only be colored golden, as you can feel it now, and it's warm and fleshy.
Okay, but so it's not made out of gold. It's just golden in appearance.
And it actually looks cool as fuck.
Yeah, I bet it does. I'm
Do you
like,
want
oh
4
man, this is
others?
gonna get all the dwarven ladies right here.
We can cut the rest of your fingers off and place the whole all your hand.
I consider it for a moment.
Well, you do have a missing digit.
No. I
Right.
medicined that back on. I recall. Right? No, wait. Did
no,
I?
you
What
couldn't.
happened there?
You weren't able to. You were missing the end of your finger. I thought.
My other
it wasn't
pinky?
that
Is that
much
what it
though.
was?
You weren't missing like a full
Right.
knuckle or
It was just
anything.
like
Well,
the
just
very
the teeniest
tip.
bit.
yeah, you just
but-
like lost the tip of your fingernail, like the last half an inch, basically.
But I'm just saying, if you want a full finger again, you could cut the rest of it
You're
off.
you're thinking I should be the man with the golden the man with the golden fingers.
Yeah.
The
well,
devil with the glass hand.
The ladies at the brothel will love it. Nothing for that. All right.
Hmm.
Grint's busy giving it a moment of serious consideration.
I am considering this, like gold fingers, or maybe we should just hang on to them in case anybody
Gold
else loses a
finger.
finger. I think since
Or-
I'm the healer
or-
type dude, I should be in charge of the
or-
gold fingers.
Or smart thinking would be if we run into another lock that requires a finger to open.
Yeah, that would also be a good idea. But seriously, if we get out of here, even like, can you imagine how much this shit would go for? Like, yeah, I could just find like people on the street, like, oh, you're missing a digit, are you? Well, for the right price, you could have gold fingers.
I was just expecting the door to close behind us and we needed to do it again to get out, but that's just me.
Could be. We'll see.
But that's all we found in the robes, nothing else.
Mhm.
No
Riz.
like key or anything like that for
No, nothing else in the ropes.
All right.
All right. So how many gold fingers are there now? 4.
4 remaining, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, there's 4 remaining.
Okay, I pocket those bad boys.
Okay, you pocket them. You have 4 golden fingers in your inventory now.
You're not going to give Esty the
Excellent.
finger?
Nah, I'm good.
All right.
Okay, so let's continue checking around then. I am kind of curious. Can I tell what race this guy was based by his skull?
Measuring skulls now, eh?
Just saying.
No, you can't.
We're all one race, man. Come on.
Apparently, that's not true in D&D. What about a medicine check? Would that? Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I want to medicine check this guy's skull, see if I notice some determining factor for what kind of race he was.
And how he died. maybe.
Okay.
Also, yeah, I get the feeling but we'll see.
Yeah, I think we all know how he died. But
Right. What's a 24 get me?
Nothing. You're not familiar with him.
Oh, okay. So he's something I've never seen before.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird. Because apparently dwarves have seen lots of stuff on their archaeological digs. It could
Is,
be a completely unknown civilization.
yeah, we're making history. Is he normal size? Is he large? Is he?
To you, he's a little bit short, but to Grint, he's a little bit tall.
All right.
So he's some type of mid-tier human size.
So he's not like 20 feet tall like we've seen some of the doors look like. Would
No.
suggest. Okay.
Yeah, not like that one dude who was like 8 feet tall with blue skin.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Should we head up the stairs and see what's on the other level?
Might as well.
Sure. Yeah, let's go to the next level.
Okay. You head to the next level.
And you're in a black hole and you're in another dimension. I'm sorry.
No. Up here, there is more books.
Okay. I would again like to investigate for any that are not completely decrepit.
I would also like to do an investigation check too when he's done.
You find
Something
one.
else.
Find one. All right. And
Mhm.
does it look like it's going to fall apart if I try to turn it open?
Hard to say.
I do so anyways.
You pick it up extremely gently, and it does not fall apart.
Okay. I will, begin like flipping through the pages very carefully then.
The pages are extremely thin, paper thin, as a matter of fact.
Not even going to acknowledge that.
You begin to flick through this book. It seems to have a lot of diagrams. This is an anatomical book,
Okay.
though it seems to mostly be animals and plants. Some animals you've never seen before.
No
I get a
kidding.
feeling the people at the library or the mages area might be interested in these books.
Perhaps. We shall see. They
So I
didn't
would-
give me the kindest of oh god, my brain just shit out on me.
Well, the library treated you pretty crappy, but
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Mage's-
Like, they
the
did not
Mage's
receive
School-
me.
the Mage's School treated us pretty well. So
Right.
I want to give this to them then. All right.
I do want to investigate to
Um,
see if there are any hidden mechanisms that might open a door or a trapped or a secret passage or something. Like, you're in a library and you pull a book and then opens up a door.
Yeah,
that sort
right,
of thing, yeah.
right, or a torch.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna do an
torch sconce or
investigation.
something.
Yeah, I'm gonna do an investigation for that.
Okay. Braun goes off and looks for secret passages. He doesn't find any.
Classic Braun. Okay, so this
Yeah,
book
I've
though,
seen
does it
Scooby-Doo.
have any writing at all in it?
It does, yes.
Do I recognize the language
Similar to the language from earlier, yes.
from the door? Okay.
So you might be able to piece it together if you do.
Yeah, can I
Good
piece
roll.
some things together here?
If you don't
You
roll a
can,
one.
but it's anything you do is going to take a while.
Well, I
We
mean,
really
they're
don't have
looking
anything
around.
but time.
Perhaps this will wait for later, though. Like, we still can explore this area. So I will pocket this book as well.
Right, yeah. Put biological tome in your inventory. I'm writing all these
Is-
books down. If you don't remember to write it down, then you lose it.
Is there
Don't worry, I've
any-
got them.
anything anywhere that says, like, a big map of some sort that says you are here?
No.
Is there a book on the shelves that's a guide to doors and how to open them?
Not here, no.
Okay. Might be under a different section, architecture maybe.
Are these books set up in a Dewey Decimal, or is it more of an alphabetical?
You can't tell there's not enough books for you to determine what the system is.
So on this level, it's
I'm
just more books, or
I'm gonna go up to
is
third
there any
level.
other?
You guys can keep looking on the second. I'm gonna go look at the third and see if I see anything out of the ordinary, and continue an investigation to see if I can find any secret stuff.
Okay.
I'm really, really investigating hard.
Not finding anything.
I'm stumped. Not as stumped as Grant, obviously, but
Hey,
still
hey,
stumped.
hey, hey. I don't have a stump anymore, okay?
You still have the one.
Yeah, I mean, gets the job done. So we're in the third floor now? Is that how this progressed? Or are we still on
You
the
guys,
second
you
floor?
guys are still on the second. I went on up to the third just to.
Okay,
kinda
well,
get
I'm
it, 'cause not
also
worried
going
about
to go up to the
books.
third,
You head up to the third floor.
and I'm again going to investigate for more bookings.
You look around for more books. Unfortunately, this floor does not have any intact books.
All right,
Are there
I'm
any more
also-
skeletons around?
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a perception, see if I can notice anything out of the ordinary that since we've been in here a while, we can consider what's ordinary, what's not, right? So I'm gonna do a perception if there's anything out of the ordinary. Something that might draw my eye, as it were.
There is one thing. The only books that you haven't looked at very closely were the books that the fellow was sitting on. One of those, I mean, when you disturbed the pile, most of them fell apart, but one of them is still in one piece, and it's hidden under him and under his robe. That's why you didn't spot it before. And you pull out this book. This tome is blue. It has a blue cover. The pages from the outside appear blue, and it is like sheathed in gold. Basically, it's lined in gold. It has like metal golden clasps holding it shut, but not locked. It's like got like almost a golden case around it, protecting it.
And do I get the feeling that it's probably held up a lot better than the other books?
Yes, it's definitely in excellent shape compared to most of the others.
Okay. I will let Grint know that I found this and see if he would like to take a look at it, since he might be able to understand it more than me. Plus, if it's magical, he might be able to Arcana check on it and all that stuff.
Right. So it is like a really fancy book. So I am gonna Arcana check it, make sure it's not like cursed or something.
Okay.
It could just be a magical spell book too, something like that.
It's definitely magical related.
Holy shit. Okay. I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely getting the hum of magic off of this thing. I'll open it up.
Real quick, was there any writing on the outside that I noticed before I handed it to him?
Oh, no writing.
Okay, just making sure we didn't miss something.
What's up with people and not putting fucking titles on books? Like, how does that work?
No titles that you can tell. You open up this book, and inside it seems to be a book of arcane spells. You don't even understand the concept. None of you guys deal with arcane spells.
Right.
You guys only deal in divine magics, I believe. Even as a
Yes.
ranger, you only have divine magics. I think that's how it works.
I think it's nature. Yeah.
Yeah, nature domain stuff.
Either way, still. None of you really get any value from this, but you search through some of these spells, and some of these look pretty complicated. Some of these spells are like 10 or more pages on the spell theory and how to study and cast these spells. Frankly, this is beyond you. You're like picking up a theoretical physics book when you're in like Calc 1.
Right.
The
Okay.
mages might want to get their hands on this for some gold. Yeah.
So I hand it back to Brown then. I'm like,
Alright,
it's beyond me, but it could have some value.
I'll hold on to it, put it in my pack.
All right, put down rare spell tome in your pack.
All right, so that's pretty much the extent of what we're going to find in this room, it looks like. Because with that perception roll, I have a pretty good idea that I've seen everything interesting in this room.
Okay.
Well, it's better than nothing. If you guys want to possibly start getting out of here, I wonder if magic fingers can open that door upstairs.
Actually, that's an idea. I would like to check the first floor for any of the coin that might open that door.
It's not here.
Oh, okay.
How do you guys feel about a 5-minute break right now?
That would be ideal.
Good. Yeah. All right, sounds good. See you in a bit. I'm back.
I'm also back.
I'm kind of back.
Okay.
I'm here.
Oh, we can keep going. I may have to take a 2-minute while we're working and stuff. So
Okay. We
Yeah,
could
something
start
for
working our way out of here, I figure.
we can do that, or we can keep going down further.
I think we should not push our luck. I think we've actually had a decent haul now, and we should just get out. Go do some adventure quest stuff for the guild. You know, level up our ranking and whatnot.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, I think that we can make something out of this.
So, you guys want to start climbing out? Get some athletics rolls going? Is that a maybe?
Yeah, I'll head up first. Let me pull that character sheet open. Yeah, I'll make my athletics check here to start climbing the rope.
He just one arms it.
He just slides on up, no problem, like oil.
I'm like, wow, he made that look pretty easy. This would be no problem.
Ooh, you make it up as well, no issue.
Yeah, it was nothing.
No ones yet this session. I'm waiting.
Shh, it's gonna be fine.
Yeah, there will
yeah,
be no more.
You all make it back up to the top of both of these ropes and take your ropes with you.
I was about to make a note of that. Like, we take the ropes, by the way. Just saying. All right then. So we're back at the top. Let's just skedaddle.
Quick questions. First, is there a sand wraith just kind of running around?
No.
Up
Wraithing
here?
it up.
He has disappeared. Is there any piece of amber anywhere?
Nope.
All right. Do we want to take a look down the pit?
No, absolutely not.
You sure?
We can always come back later and do that.
All right.
So yeah, I say we climb back up the rope for the first level and get on out of here.
All right. Let's do it.
You go back up. Yeah.
Oh, got athletics rolls? Okay.
You need athletics rolls. Give them.
Boom.
Almost a 2. You all make it back up. No problem.
All right. As we're leaving, do we want to kind of obfuscate the door a little bit or just leave it as it is?
Oh, in case someone else comes along, you want to
Yep.
bury it.
Yeah, just not make it as obvious, maybe.
I'm okay with this plan. What time is it when we get outside? Or is it like nighttime, daytime, etc.?
It's in the middle of the night.
It's in the middle of the night. So if we do this, we might not get a proper rest. I think maybe we should just sleep.
You're getting a short rest regardless if you wake up at normal time.
Shit. And a short rest will cause us to be exhausted, yeah?
No, you'll be fine. That's the whole point of a short rest.
Oh, if that's the case, then I say take a short rest and not get exhausted.
Yeah, we just
And
get our
then we
spells
could-
back and stuff.
Right, we don't get our spells back, right? We haven't cast any, though. I've cast cantrips so far. And, wait, no. I casted one heal when I almost died.
And also Holy Fire somewhere in there.
Right. The Sacred Flame is a
Yeah.
cantrip.
Oh, that's a cantrip. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So short rest for us then.
All right, yeah, short rest.
I will go ahead and take the first watch of this. I'm guessing there's only 2 or maybe only 1 watch.
Was it?
I guess I'll take the first watch of the 2 short watches.
Well,
Right.
yeah, we'll have to each have a short period to watch, so all of us can get a short rest. The same.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
You all split up
Timing.
your short watch, and you sleep the next day. And luckily for you guys, nothing happens overnight. You are A-okay.
Excellent.
Back out on the dunes.
Saunter back to town.
Let's do it. Except minus sauntering. Let's do some athletics rolls again. We've been doing good. Let's try to make up some time again. You guys down for that?
Yeah. You make slightly better time than you would have otherwise. You're all becoming pretty good cross-country desert runners.
Thank God.
And you, by this nighttime, you make it back within. Actually, yeah. You make it back to the city gates right as the sun's about to go down. And they allow you in, of course, since the sun isn't quite down.
Excellent. I say we head to the tavern first, and then we handle all of our business tomorrow.
Probably a good idea. Get some rest. Get everybody when they're in the morning when they're awake and ready to go.
I like this idea.
All right. So we'll go get rooms and meals and blah blah blah, which is going to be what, 3 copper a piece. So
Yep.
I'll mark that off.
Okay. Yep. You pay up for your food again. The bartender doesn't ask questions about where you've been. He just returns your room keys to you.
Excellent.
And that is that. Unless you want to do anything.
Nope. I'm ready to turn in for this night.
All right. You turn in for the night, and the next day, you all wake up bright and early. Outside, it looks like there is a sandstorm going on right now. So, how
Well,
that is
thank
going
goodness
to
that missed us.
change your weather. Or change what you do.
Okay. All the same, when we meet up for breakfast or whatever, I say, all right, we've got 2 books. I need to get mine open, and Bron needs to find a cellar for his. It's definitely magical stuff. So you guys went to the mage area already. You might try there.
Yeah, we might. I mean, they were pretty friendly there. I'm sure they'd have no problem directing us.
Mm-hmm.
But if we look outside and there's a sandstorm going on, like I'm not too familiar with how this town operates. Do they shut down like some places might for a blizzard or a monsoon?
To your knowledge, they don't change much, no.
Okay.
I figure it's a desert town. They might be used to this kind of thing.
Right, but it also depends on the severity. So this obviously isn't too big of a deal to them.
Okay. I would like to approach the bartender and have a chat with him.
Okay. You notice that he does seem a bit nervous.
Really?
Hello there. What can I do for you?
I ask him why he seems so nervous.
He gives you a strange look. Have a look at the room, my friend.
I look around. I don't.
Okay. Upon being a little bit more observant, you notice the room is strongly divided into two halves. Nobody's sitting at all the tables in the center, and it's very quiet.
These people who are like, do I notice like factions? Like some certain people look like they belong to one, and certain people the other.
Two tables, one table on each side, yes, but everybody else seems like they're just trying to stay out of the middle.
Why the middle? Do I see why?
Seem like to be perfectly fine tables and chairs right there.
I ask him about it. I'm like, what? Why is everyone keeping to the outside tables?
Or you see, there's a little quarrel going on right now between two of the groups that come around. Officially, you know, we're not supposed to sanction such things, but sometimes things get a little bit messy.
What's this quarrel about exactly?
I don't know. It's none of my business.
You haven't heard anything?
Oh, they're just long-standing rivals.
Who are these two groups?
Two of the Mithril token groups. They've both been
Oh.
around for a while.
No kidding. What? So Mithril is the highest?
Correct.
Oh shit.
Posers.
Okay. Well, this doesn't really seem like it's our kind of business, and we're probably better off not getting in the middle of this. So I think we should just let this one write itself out. I'm not interested in this at all. I show him my book with the clasp on it, and I'm like, do you know of anybody who might be able to get this open without damaging the book?
He takes it from you carefully. You may want to speak to the fellow who does the antiques.
Oh yeah.
He runs a store, collects all this kind of old stuff. He loves it. Sells it to the rich folks up in town, higher up in the city.
You don't say.
He might buy it off you as well if you're lucky. I don't know what kind of value it is. Where'd you find this thing?
Oh, you know, around.
He gives you the knowing wink. Yes, I see. You found it around. Well, if you ever find something else like this just laying around, you know, he may be interested in these kinds of things.
Understood. Where is his shop exactly? I'd like to get directions.
He gives you directions to this shop.
Okay. Well, I head back onto the table that the three of us were sitting at. I assume that's what we're doing right now, like having breakfast or something, yeah?
Breakfast.
Okay, and I say, well, I'm headed over to the antique store. That's what I've got on the agenda right now.
Okay.
Well, I want to head up to the mage's place too to sell it for this book, this tome.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll accompany Braun. I trust that you won't behave like a dwarf in an antique shop.
I'm not sure how to take that. I'm going to assume it's a good thing. So
Dwarves make the most valuable antiques.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking, right? Well, I will be as dwarfy as possible. It's a good day, sir. And I just take my leave.
Yeah, he does a 360 and walks right on out of there.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
And
so yeah,
as we
that's my
leave-
deal. Is I'm going to the antique shop.
And as we leave to go to the mages, I'll walk right in the middle of the two factions on the way out.
What are you doing? You're walking right through the middle?
Yeah.
Nobody seems to really mind.
All right.
And
So
you
tempted
leave.
just to say posers or something, and or children or something like that and walk away. But I'm not going to do that.
I
I'm
mean,
tempted to do that.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Ron's guide on how to get sliced up and dumped into a gutter outside of town. One simple step.
So who wants to go first? I guess I'll handle the antique shop first then.
Yeah, I'll leave it up to
All right.
Riz to figure out which he wants to
Yeah, we can do that first.
tackle.
Okay.
You roam your way. The sandstorm isn't so bad since the city walls mostly keep it out, and there's a lot of buildings here. So the sand just kind of blows around you, and it's a light breeze as you make your way to the antique store.
Mm-hmm.
The sand is starting to build up on his windows and in the street, but you can easily access the antique store regardless. He has some windows displaying a few odd knickknacks, some valuable wooden goods. And that seems to be everything you can see from the outside. When you enter the store, the door makes a small pinging sound, and a fellow at the back shuffles on out. Hello. What are you in my store for? What can I get you? Yes. Would you like some goods from the elven port cities? Yes, I got a fine piece right here for you.
I tell him I'm not exactly interested in buying. I have a couple of items that he might be interested in himself.
Oh. Okay, let's see them.
All right, so first I show him the what was it? Halberd. I show him the halberd head. And I say, what can you tell me about this exactly?
Interesting. Not any metal I recognize. I don't suppose you know what it is? No, of course you don't. And he pulls out a little magnifying glass eye combo thing, like a jeweler's.
Yeah.
He looks at it closer, and he brings out a few hammers and taps it. Brings out some slightly larger hammers and taps it. Brings out an even larger hammer and taps it.
Mm-hmm.
And then he comes to the conclusion. I don't know what the material is. You best talk to a metallurgist. Though it does appear quite old and in excellent condition, I will take it off of you if you want to sell it as is.
How much?
20 silver pieces.
Gonna insight check that. Do I feel like he's putting me over the barrel?
Pawn Stars?
What?
Have you ever seen Pawn Stars?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. He's doing you a Pawn Stars.
Mm-hmm. I explained to him in straight up and down, very honest. I'm like, I don't think it's I think it's worth quite a bit more. You see, I found this in a very ancient tomb, and it was one of the few pieces that was completely untouched by time. I think I've got something real good here. I think it's worth at least 2 gold.
Ancient tomb, Where'd you find this one?
Oh, that's my secret, I'm afraid.
Oh, of course. Well, I do hope that it's not cursed, of course, but you don't seem to be glowing with pustules or anything, so I take it's fine.
Not anymore, no.
Excellent. Perhaps I could offer you 30 silver pieces. It's more than a fair price. I need to make a living after all. I don't know when this will sell. It's not even the full completed item.
Well, no, the shaft that it was attached to was completely decorative at best. It was rotted away. It was nothing special. But that doesn't take away from the fact that the head itself is quite valuable.
31 silver pieces, best I can do.
I'm going to do it. Yeah, I tell him, all right, fine. And I give him the halberd head.
Thank you for your business. And he hands you, he counts out 31 silver pieces in front of you, puts them all in a small coin pouch, and hands them over the counter, and in return, takes the heavy halberd blade from you.
I'm saying so. Now that we're such good business associates and whatnot, I've found another thing in this ancient tomb, and I show him the book.
Oh, a book. Is it a book of artwork, perhaps?
I'm afraid I don't know that yet. It's a very fragile book, and it has a clasp that I dare not try to break with my less than skillful hands. I thought maybe you would be able to open it up.
Yes, that should be no issue for a minor fee.
How much would that minor fee be?
A mere 1 silver piece, of course. And you must accept that any damaging of the goods is not my responsibility.
That's fair. All right, yeah, let's do that. I hand him 1 silver piece.
This may take a little bit. He retrieves a small kit from behind his counter. It's
Okay.
a bunch of brushes and basically like tiny lock picks almost. And he leans in very closely to this clasp and puts the book in a sort of holder so that he can get a better angle. And he works on this lock for a good 30 minutes, but he does eventually click it open with no issue, no breakage.
All right.
He carefully sets the book back down on the counter.
I tell him, he probably has more experience with this kind of thing. He can feel free to open up the book and take a peek inside, because I'm sure he has much less of a chance of damaging the pages or whatnot.
Yes, allow me to see what's inside. At which point he flips open this book. The book itself is actually hollow. The pages have a large rectangle cut out of them in the middle. And inside, in a case, there is a small silver dagger.
No kidding.
My, that's certainly interesting.
I kind of nod along, like, yeah.
Do you mind? As he poses to take the dagger.
I say, no, have a look. Tell me what you think.
Thank you. He carefully lifts it out. Exquisite craftsmanship, if I do say myself. See this ornate leafing here? And he points it out.
Mhm.
I would guess this to be dwarven 5th century, perhaps. Quite old. A marvelous piece, really.
He said 5th century. What century are we in right now?
You are in the 44th century.
Holy shit! No
By the
kidding.
reckoning of the Pelorian calendar.
Gotcha. I say, well, that is quite old. That's incredible. I ask him if he can tell me anything about the dwarves of that era.
Of course. As you know, back in the ancient dwarven empires, they were more tribes than proper empires, of course, fractioned into many different cultures and ideals. These dwarven empires, of course, were eventually united under King Varlin Thunderbeard, Verlic Thunderbeard, excuse me. And naturally, he was first one to gather many of these treasures together as he went around conquering. So many of them spread from their points of origin widely across the continent. The continent was also slightly different then, if the stories are to be believed. Less sand and more greenery, though I somewhat doubt these tales. They are highly contradictory.
Based on what I saw, I think they might be onto something.
That is for you to have your opinion on, you and other thousands of studied historians.
Mm-hmm. Do I know what kind of metal it is?
Yes, you know it is pure silver.
Pure silver, no shit. Okay. Do I think then that it was like a ceremonial piece, or do I think it would make for an actual decent weapon?
It seems to be it was either a ceremonial piece or an extremely rich person's dining piece. It's hard to say.
I see. So it wouldn't do me much in combat, so I'd be more than willing to sell it to him. I asked him if he'd be interested in buying it.
In truth, I don't have the kind of funding to move an item like this, though I could arrange to sell it at auction for you to a collector.
And how much of a cut would you take for that?
A 5% fee.
That's not bad at all. And you could set that up?
Yes, quite quickly.
I offer him a handshake then and say it's a deal.
Of course. Allow me to write out the appropriate paperwork, please.
All right.
He spends a few minutes writing out some paperwork, and he takes the measurements of the item. And, he asks you, would you like to include the book in the packaging? It's quite a novel item in and of itself.
I asked him if he thinks the book served any other purpose than to hide the dagger.
It does not appear so. Judging by the stylization on these pages, I would judge it to be a romance novel.
I see. Then yeah, throw the book in too.
Of course. Thank you. And a few minutes later, he hands you a small slip of paper. It has all the measurements and a detailed description of this ornate silver knife. It's more of a knife than a dagger, to be honest.
Okay. So I assume everything looks like it's in order there?
Yes, everything is in order. I have some collateral for you right here.
What's he got?
He offers you 20 silver pieces in collateral.
Okay. I will put that in a separate pouch then.
Okay. You can just write down auction collateral if you want in your inventory rather than any coin section.
All right then.
Well, assuming you have no other ancient treasures for me,
I'm afraid I do not. That'll be it for now. But thank you so much for helping me with this.
excellent. Pleasure to do business with you. If you wish to attend your auction, you will, of course, be admitted with your slip.
Oh, do you know when it will happen?
The date and time should be written on it.
Okay. What does the thing say? The slip?
It is tomorrow in the afternoon.
All right.
Surprisingly quick.
Yes, indeed. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we won't. We'll see. Okay. Let's. Yeah. So I'm done with my thing. So if what's going on with Braun and Andarin?
Braun and Andarin are going back to the back to the Mages College they were at before. Sorry, back to the Mages College that they were at before.
Okay. So, we should probably seek out the attendant that we saw the first time we visited.
You don't find the same person.
Okay, well, somebody else filling in the role. Director, or, you know.
There is only one, it seems, secretary on duty today, and he is bored and playing with some sort of magical puzzle box, it seems.
Okay.
Right. Oh, we can approach the attendant, and I'll say to him, "Good evening or good morning. We actually have something here that we think somebody here at the school would be interested in purchasing, perhaps."
Oh, what? You got some? You need to talk to the Archmage?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can get you an appointment. No problem.
All right. You might want to let him know it's kind of an important find that I'm sure he would be very interested in.
Yeah, I can fit you in like 3 months from now.
All right. I will pull out the tome and kind of let him see it without letting him take hold of it.
Oh my. What's that?
It appears to be a spell book of some very old, powerful spells. I guess if I can't see him for 3 months, I could go try to find someplace else to see if they might be interested. Somebody else might be interested in this.
Not fool me. I've seen this song and dance before. You got me last month, but not this month. No more ancient spell tomes of supposed ancient magics. We've had so many people try to pawn these damn things off.
That's fine. Like I said, I'll
Shoot,
go find
shoot,
someplace else.
bugger
It's not a
off.
problem. I'll go find someplace else. I'm sure the Archmage will love to know. So, enjoy.
He shoos you out of there.
Braun, do you think that perhaps we should go to the office of the gentleman we spoke to last time?
About the Sanders? Yeah, let's just go over there. Oh, wait a minute. Before I go, by the way, what is your name? Because we are going to talk to somebody else, and I just want to make sure that we identify you as the person who tried to shoo us away.
He's ignoring you and he's playing with his puzzle box.
Okay. So we'll go to the office of the individual who told us about the sand race.
Okay. You make your way back to the office of the professor and you knock on the door. Hello? Hello? Who's there?
Good afternoon. This is Braun and Escalja. We talked to you a few days ago about the sand race. And we
The
got
magical
a little bit...
turnip. Oh, the sand race. Yes.
Yeah, sand race.
So you
we
don't
actually
have
have
my
some
turnip.
more information. No, we don't. But we do have some more information on sand race that you might be interested in, plus something else that we would like to talk to you about.
Sure, come on in. Come on in.
We actually encountered a sand wraith and had a little conversation with him.
One or two, actually.
Very interesting. Please come in.
All right, we will enter.
Yep. You enter the room, and currently he is mixing some kind of ingredients. You're not sure what they are, but they smoke and they smell awful.
Hippies.
Okay. Well, I'm explain to him the tomb, leaving out the location and all the exact details that would tie it to what we had told him earlier, but give him the general, like, our interaction with the wraiths and the illusions in shortened form.
Yes, terribly interesting. Can you hand me that flask right there?
Okay, I hand it over to him.
Yes. Now, what do you need?
Well, while we were there interacting with the sand wraith, which we thought you might be interested in, we also ran across a tome of magic of some sort that we thought you might want to take a look at. The gentleman at the front didn't seem very interested, but I still think that's something that you might find valuable.
Please do excuse Vellum's demeanor. He's been fooled 4 times in a row by the same fellows.
Okay. So a lot of people passing off fake tomes, are they?
Yes, actually, it's quite a pain. Ever since the Archmage decreed that we were on the lookout for any new magical knowledge, it's been quite the harassing campaign to collect these items for a reasonable price. While trying to charge us 8 gold pieces for a simple stick.
Simple stick.
A stick.
Well, I can assure you that this is real, but I will say that you should probably take a look at it and divine that for yourself, because then again, we are not magical people, so we may not be as knowledgeable. So,
What did you say it was? A book?
Yes, it's a book, and I'll show him the book.
May I?
Sure.
He undoes the 2 golden clasps and gently opens the book. My. Quite the interesting find you've got here. These spells, I do know these ones. They're simple spells, but these are very extensive theory writings, I assume. Though the script is foreign to me, looks to be some sort of ancient dwarvish dialect. Though these odd swirls are quite disconcerting. Yes, we are interested, I think, as a matter of fact. What kind of fee were you looking for?
I'll look at Escalja and see what he considers to be a fair price for this. But I would say if you're paying 9 gold for a stick, something like this should probably be worth 20 gold.
We didn't pay the 9 gold for the stick. Turn them away.
9 gold. Okay.
Oh, okay. Well,
I mean, it looks like this is going to further your knowledge of this magic quite a bit. I would say it'd still be worth 15, 20 gold.
What has been the going rate for non-fraudulent item?
Depends on the power and the value of said item. We received a wand that could turn anyone into a axe beak for an hour and a half, but only an hour and a half. We bought that one for 20 copper.
And since this is more to theory, and you say that you already know the spell,
the spells themselves do not have value, but perhaps they do. I haven't looked at the entire book, but the theory itself and the historical significance is quite interesting to us and to the Archmage's interest. Yes, I could offer you 2 gold pieces and whatever silver I happen to have in my desk here.
What do you feel, Braun? I think
that might be a fair price.
All right.
I mean, I'll kind of shuffle away for a minute and just hold on just a second, and I'll pull him aside, and I'll point out to him that basically the most money we've seen is 10 copper pieces, and we're talking 2 gold, which is 200 copper pieces.
Yeah.
That's pretty wealthy for for things we pay for around here. So
wait, that would be. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right. Well, it's 100. It's 100 copper for a gold, right? Or 100 silver for a gold.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that would be 200 silver, which is, considering we've seen 10, that's pretty good.
Right. They could feed us for the better part of a year.
Yeah, stock us up pretty good. So I'm saying that plus the silver he's got. Sounds like he's going to scrounge around and pull out what he can. So,
yeah, if you think it's a fair price, we do. Yeah, absolutely.
I say we go for it. Yeah. All right, so we'll go back to him and accept his offer. It's not anywhere else to go.
He's been spending the time gathering what silver pieces he can find in his desk. Excellent. Yes. A truly beautiful artifact. Here is your gold pieces. Don't go flaunting that money around. And here is the silver that I happen to have with me.
Okay. And we'll take the 2 gold and the pile of silver, which we will count later.
It's 25 silver pieces. You want to count it out.
Okay. 25 silver. 2. Okay. I'll write that down.
Quite an excellent find, thank you. If you find any more items like this, we would be very interested.
We'll keep you in mind.
And quick, before we go, is there anything you could tell us about this book, like the age of it, maybe, or anything like that? I mean, I know it's an old dwarvish dialect. Have you seen that being used in older term? We're just trying to place the age of the where we found it at.
It's hard to say. The durability of the book has been magically enhanced, and the style of writing is foreign to me. Although we don't have many old texts, most of our ancient artifacts are primarily things like cutlery and other such more durable items. Paper does not tend to survive very well. This is one of the few books I've seen dating back quite so far. I would hazard a guess, probably 3,000 years or more.
That's pretty far distance. The rest of the books that we did find in that location, most of them had turned to pretty much unusable dust. So
I would
That's-
expect as much.
yeah, that's pretty interesting that this place is that old. So we may have to continue searching that place to find maybe find some more information, more historical knowledge and things like that. We'd definitely let you know.
Do be careful when you're poking around. An entire party of golds got vaporized a few weeks back.
Vaporized?
Yes, vaporized.
How did that happen?
They walked into the wrong hallway, you see. They're thief, you understand. Great fellow, but he had a bit of a lazy eye. And he begins going off on a tangent about how the thief got them killed because he was, he couldn't,
Rolling ones.
it was bad. A guide found them, and all he found was the helmets.
Jesus.
Where was this at?
Just one of the organized expeditions into the excuse me, the Great Stairs. You do know the Great Stairs, yes?
Let's pretend for a moment I don't.
Oh, well, of course, the Grand Stairs. It's a big adventuring thing. Occasionally, you'll get commissions to go down and help some fellows explore more levels of the Great Stairs. It seems to be a completely labyrinthine construction made for no real reason other than to kill anybody who enters it. Artifacts sometimes are found inside, and occasionally tablets of historic importance, but no real major archaeological finds have been discovered there for a few hundred years. It's quite well
Where-
explored at this point, aside from the blocked passages.
Where is it located at?
It is located further north in the steppes, in the Badlands near the Dwarven Holds.
Interesting. I'm just trying to make sure we didn't stumble into like the back entrance of that place. Does it sound like it's close to where we were at, or far more away than that?
Judging by where you know the Badlands are, it's a long ways away.
Yeah, it's a long way. That's what I figured. Okay.
We found our own grand staircase. A little bit difficult.
Apparently.
Different. Yeah.
Well, like I said, we appreciate you. If there's any more knowledge or any more questions you have about Sandrace, I know you were interested in that topic. Like I said, we did have some interactions with them, so we'll be glad.
I'm
to talk
afraid your
about it.
stories are not unusual enough for me to do anything other than write down their occurrence. Though if you do run into any more peculiarities, I will be interested.
Do they normally try to help the people that they're manifesting themselves in front of? Because this one seemed to be trying to warn us away from a certain area.
Perhaps some travelers have said that they have led them to caves or other places of shelter, though whether it is pure happenstance or purpose or simply fabrication is unknown. Though I would not doubt your story.
All right, well, I know our adventuring companion did have a conversation where the Sandwraith wasn't able to talk, but he was able to communicate by, indicating yes or no answers. So we did get a little bit of information from him, and he did seem to be doing that. So that was kind of interesting. I didn't think that I would expect to see that behavior, but if you're saying it's somewhat normal, then we'll go with it.
Yep.
Sounds to me like they're kind of like dolphins, right? Some of them will lead you to safety. Some of them will take you to their rape caves.
Underwater rape caves, yes.
Mm-hmm.
What are the statistics on dolphin rape deaths? I don't remember exactly.
I have no idea, and I'm not interested, honestly.
Yeah, that's something I don't need in my search.
Well, there's a story about somebody trying to do LSD experiments to try and get a dolphin to talk, so they put it in a room filled with partially with water with a
Or at
woman
least
and tried
14 cases of dolphin rape reported each year in the United States.
No
Interesting.
shit.
and the only way they were trying to domesticate the dolphin to get the dolphin to talk, right? And it turned out the dolphin just really wanted to roll over and get pleasured by the woman.
All right.
Which she did to try for the experiment.
Yeah,
and
the
it just
experiment. Okay.
It just didn't lead to
Experiment, yeah.
anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I bet it led somewhere. Um. So, I guess you guys are finishing up there.
Yeah, we're pretty much done here. I think we're gonna leave and take our monies and get out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we'll meet back up
So,
with you, and I'll ask you how you did on selling your objects.
well, yeah, I was gonna say we're probably gonna meet up back at the tavern, I imagine.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I'm already sitting at the the tavern, sitting at a table when they walk in.
Well, that was an interesting visit. How did you do?
I did pretty good. I got 30 silver pieces for the halberd head that we found. Don't know if anything's gonna come from the book or not. We'll see.
We're gonna try and take the book to the library, or
No, it wasn't like that. It had a particular item inside of it. It was a little dagger or knife or something that was being held inside of the book. It was hollowed out, you see. And the antique dealer seemed quite interested in it. He's going to auction it off for me and see how that goes.
Oh, cool. That would be interesting.
How about you guys?
After a little roundabout, we were able to sell the book for a small fee. So,
All right then.
We just got a paltry amount, just 2 gold and 25 silver.
2 gold.
Yeah, I tried for 15, but that didn't work.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Of course, you gotta they gotta talk them down or so. Wow,
You gotta start
that's
high.
a lot.
For us, we haven't seen this kind of money before. I mean, this is amazing.
Yeah, we're
we
doing
can
good.
buy
Our
a-
next adventure is gonna have axe beaks for certain.
We can buy some,
Hookers.
good, more grappling hooks.
For that. That's a lot
Yeah,
more.
that wouldn't be bad, I suppose.
We can upgrade from rope ladders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well then, I see no reason why not to celebrate a little bit, eh? How about some drinks?
I think we can afford it. I think we can afford a good drink.
I think we could.
So,
And while we're here, we can take a look at the job board.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what's on the myth roll. Let's see if we can bump up to that.
I mean, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We had one really good, successful dungeoneering. Let's be happy about that.
I'm gonna recount the story about the endless staircase and the gold party that got disintegrated to Grint.
Oh, okay.
And just saying, we might want to be a little more careful next time. But it sounds like a lot of these places were trapped pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Oh no,
We're confident
absolutely.
Slow and insidious killer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I say, well, yeah, and I mean, our first outing didn't exactly go well. We came back empty-handed after all, and almost empty-legged for some of us. But
Stumpy over there.
almost.
Yeah.
I doubt if we'd have rubbed one of the gold fingers on his legs, that would have helped very much. He's had like little fucking finger legs. I mean, it'd be great for a fucking circus attraction or something like that, but not so great for adventuring. So yeah, I guess we should have a look at the board. Let's have a look, see up there.
What do we see on the? What are we now? Gold or silver or?
Yeah, I think we're still silver. We're still silver, and I mean that thing we did in the dungeon, they won't care about that or even believe us.
Or we'll even tell them about.
Yeah, let's not do that. I agree. So that said, I want to investigate the board for something that sounds a little bit more on the dangerous side. Something that might involve
Stabbies.
combat.
Yeah, fighty.
Right.
What do I see?
You see fighty. Yes, there is a silver assignment to clear out some sandworms.
All right.
Okay, sandworms.
There is a large sandworm nest infestation on somebody's farm. You go clear it out.
Okay. I'm gonna roll a nature check. What do I know about sandworms?
Okay.
I'm gonna step away for just a minute. I'll be right back.
These are pretty well known. Sandworms are worms that are basically immortal. They start out as small grubs, but they can keep growing basically as long as they have a food source. So some sandworms have been recorded at being up to 50 or 100 feet for the larger ones. Though there's rumor that there are even bigger ones because they just keep growing until they can't get food anymore. Most sandworms average about 5 or 6 feet. They burrow under the ground and then they pop out and attack their prey.
How do they like? Do they have like beaked maws or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like anacondas, almost.
Oh, so they crush and then swallow.
Pull something under the sand and then crush it and eat it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Though some larger sandworms eat whatever they can whole.
Right. I take the notice and I'm like, this is us. This is for us right here. And I take it to the bartender and start to get information on it.
Oh, I see you've selected another job. Excellent.
That's right.
You've got the sandworms job. Nasty business, that one. Not very popular. Pays pretty good.
I should hope so. Say, I'm kind of wondering, if we pull this kind of thing off, what
No.
what are the odds we get moved to gold? No?
No.
Really? We have to really prove ourselves to move to gold, huh?
Being gold requires you to pull off a level of finesse, you know? You have to be proved that you're good at both the bashing and the tonguing.
The what?
The bashing and the tonguing, and you wiggle the tongue, and the merchant lord believes you, that kind of thing.
The speaking?
Yes, that's the word. Thank you.
I say, yeah, no problem. All right, fair enough. Well, let's get some bashing done then.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you. So what type of details do I get from him about the where the sandworms are at?
The sheet itself tells you that.
Right. So that's what I mean. Is the sheet that he, or are you saying the actual sheet that the job was on has
yes.
everything I need to know? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, then I just have that then.
There's a few guards guarding this farm to make sure that the infestation doesn't escape. You just go clear them all out, and the guards will help you, and then you're done. That's it. That's all you got to do.
Nice.
It's a job for the kingdom officially.
All right. They just need a little extra muscle to make it happen. So then, is Ryan back yet? Suppose not. So the room, is it still divided?
No, not anymore.
Okay. So yeah, Grint buys a drink for what is it, 1 copper?
1 copper for a cheap glass of juice.
Well, what about alcoholic beverages?
That'll cost you 5 copper.
He's gonna buy one for 5 copper then.
All right. You decide to be a big spender today, and you buy a drink for 5 copper.
Mm-hmm. So it's just me and Esky at the table, and Darren just kind of going back and forth. I ask him why he's out here in the desert looking for jobs.
Well, I don't really have much elsewhere to go. farmstead that I had to abandon because I was caught poaching, and you know how elves are with their forest.
Not exactly, no, but all right.
Well,
I'm back, by the way.
Welcome back.
I couldn't hash it as a farmer, so I turned to poaching. Poaching went well for a few years, and then I got caught, which is about when poaching doesn't work.
Makes sense to me.
So I had to abandon my family and basically keep repercussions from falling back on them, and I'm out here now.
Fair enough. It's the redemption arc now.
Or the staying alive arc.
Yeah, I mean, it's a type of redemption, all right?
By the way, I'm buying a couple of alcoholic beverages too and bringing one to Andarin so you all have one. 15 copper I gave to the guy, so for the total.
So Grint has 2 drinks then.
No, I just bought the 2, one for me and Andarin, and I'm just saying I marked the 15 copper off the party funds. So
Okay, because I had 10 copper on me, so I marked that off.
Okay, well, I'll mark it back on the party then.
Yeah.
So, okay.
What about you, Bron?
Yeah, Bron.
What's your tragic story?
Yeah, right?
I'm trying to find the person who killed my sister. It's pretty much the extent of that knowledge story.
What do you know about the guy?
Not much. I have a suspicion of who he might be, but I've got also a suspicion that that's not who. The person who everybody thinks did it, I don't think maybe was the one who did it. So I'm trying to figure out anything I can about it.
Okay. Well, let's forget all that business because things are looking up now. All right. So, what time of day is it right now?
It's about midday.
Oh, midday. Yeah, it's not quite time to turn in. So, what are we gonna do?
Well, where's the job that you were looking at? Where's that at? How far?
Oh, yeah, I show it to him. I already cleared it with the bartender. We're just gonna kill some sandworms. That's it.
Sandworms didn't seem to really bother us. I mean, we were in that cave with one before, and it just left us alone. Everybody's worried about these things.
That was a ray.
Yeah.
Was that a ray, not a sandworm?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sandworms are apparently much meaner. They're like
Well, if I remember right, they're poisonous, right?
Maybe. Are they poisonous?
Are what?
What do you call it? Are sandworms.
Venomous, but not poisonous.
Well, that's kind of what I mean. Yeah, because we have to have an envenom that we only have like 1 or 2 left of. So that's
There's an important difference between poison and venom. Okay, if it's poisonous, you can't eat it. If it's venomous, it'll hurt you when it bites you.
Actually,
Injected in the bloodstream.
Mm-hmm. And it just burns you without even having to get into your bloodstream. Then it's just acid.
Mm-hmm.
So you remember when we first started out, the guys gave us a couple of anti-venom toxins.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
We might want to stock up on a few of those.
Right. Oh, I kind of like half caught most of that, so the sandworms are venomous.
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure. Then yeah, we will need to pick up on that stuff. Shit, we could do it now. After all, we could head to the trader. We got money now. Yeah, let's. I like finish my drink and slam it down. I'm like, let's go see the trader.
All right, let's go do that. Get stocked up. By the way, how far was this that we were talking about? The nest. Where's that nest at? It's like a day or 2 away, or
Not really sure about the distance. It just says to talk to some guards, right?
It says to talk to some guards at this location, so and so
Okay.
miles in this direction.
How many miles is it exactly? Or let me rephrase that. Is it like a day trip, couple days trip?
It's roughly 2 days trip,
What about with axe beaks?
like a quarter of a day.
Yes. Well, okay then. Hmm.
Get our Gorbies on.
Yeah, we want to go to the general goods vendor that we've been to before. Show off that customer loyalty.
Of course.
Of course, the toxins are going to be a gold apiece or some nonsense.
I should hope not. Well, for anti-venoms, we're probably going to go to an alchemist or something.
Well, the trader will be able to tell us where to go for that if he doesn't stock it.
But there is something I want to pick up at the general goods vendor, regardless.
When you leave the tavern, there seems to be a scuffle about to start outside.
Oh shit! Is it between the two mithril groups?
It seems so. One extremely meaty-looking half-orc man is being held back by a group of guards, while this elf you've seen around town before is looking unimpressed. Both of their groups are standing behind them, looking appropriately menacing or pretending to be bored.
In the elves group, do I see my one tall, dark friend?
He's there.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to just stop here and just watch what comes of this situation.
Yeah, I'm kind of
Approaching
observing as
anyway,
well.
Yeah.
Are you going to listen into what's going on?
Yeah.
Very much so, yeah.
Right. The half-orc seems to be shouting at the elven man. Let me see. I'm not sure how I want to do this voice, actually. I didn't think this one through very well.
Guess he thought we would just ignore it and walk on.
I mean, you could simply tell us. You could paraphrase what's happening.
Yeah, sure. He's shouting about how the elf stole something that was rightfully his. And he seems very perturbed about it. This is some kind of a long-standing grudge. And it seems like people inside the tavern have noticed as well, because they're all screaming out and keeping their distance. The guards themselves seem pretty nervous.
Because they're afraid that these two adventuring groups would cause a lot of damage.
The orc is the half orc is pretty much just spitting with rage now, and he notices you.
You, war priest, witness this duel. I want to fight this maggot here on the streets. Spill his blood across the sands of the city.
I'm like looking around, like pointing to me.
Yes, you.
I could observe this, certainly, if both parties are willing.
The elf shrugs in what you assume to be silent acceptance.
Okay.
The half orc shrugs off the guards that were trying to hold him back.
Mhm.
They both just kind of look expectantly at you.
Yeah, and I hold up like a rock nearby, and I go, when this rock hits the ground, you may start. And then I
Are
look
there
at
any
both.
rules to this bout? Is this what are the? Please.
Well,
okay.
I assume there will be no magic in this duel.
The elf seems a bit annoyed, but the half orc is nodding approvingly.
Mm-hmm. I said, if this is a contest of strength, then that would be the the usual thing. Like, what kind of duel do you usually get into?
Unimportant.
And I would
please.
assume
Continue.
no,
Let's get this over with.
and no collateral.
Keep it just to yourselves, and death blow or not, that's up to you. I look at the orc and I go, is this Is this just till one of you are down, or?
Even he's a little bit confused now. He's like,
Have you never administrated a bout before?
I mean, everyone's got their own different rules. I'm just saying. I've seen all kinds of stuff in my travels.
he's grumbling now about something incompetence on part of the priesthood.
Wow. Okay. Back that up.
Sounds like to the death to me.
I said, if you want to go to the death, that's on you.
They both nod in agreement.
Okay. And I say, if there's no more little quibbling details, we could get this underway. And I drop the rock.
All right. As the rock is falling in the air, the large man of yours, that was your friend who gave the anti-venoms, tosses the elf a small key, which he
Okay.
grabs and shoves into his locked scabbard.
All right.
The crowd, of course, a lot of them run back into the tavern and watch out through the windows, though an equal amount of them stand nearby. The guards pretty much just run for it. You don't see them anymore. They're out of here.
Okay.
The half-orc, now that you have a chance to observe your fighters here more carefully, he is wearing heavier armor, but not quite plate, a hefty set of chainmail. And he draws a pair of wicked-looking machetes with curved ends.
Curved swords, you say?
Mhm. The elf does not draw any weapons aside from a bunch of throwing daggers, and he grabs something out of a small pouch. You don't see what it is.
Okay.
Let's roll to see what happens. The half-orc immediately opens up by throwing one of his swords at the elf, which he steps to the side, and thankfully he doesn't impale anybody in the crowd behind. He steps to the side, and the half-orc continues to close the gap. When he's a few feet away, the elf throws whatever he had in his hand on the ground. A massive plume of sand just rises into the air, almost like he dropped some sort of explosive, but there's no sound to it. And at the end of that, he is not there anymore. And
Is that kosher? Do I think that's fair?
The orc doesn't seem to be too perturbed by this, so
Okay.
he's not
All right.
calling foul. And
All right.
nobody in the audience is either. So you assume that either they don't know the rules either, or this is okay.
All right.
A few seconds later, as the orc is retrieving his sword, he takes a dagger to the back of the elf and darts off through the crowd, who promptly part the way for him to run through and for the orc to chase.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to follow them or not?
Absolutely. I'm fucking refereeing this thing.
Yeah.
As the referee, you feel it's your duty to follow along and observe.
I will
And,
go
base-
along as well, so just I can make sure that his refereeing isn't interfered with by anybody.
They seem quite evenly matched for a few minutes. He basically just spends his entire time running away from the half orc.
Mhm.
At one point, he sends up a cloud of green smoke, which a lot of the audience seems to start choking on. Nobody calls foul either, except for somebody saying that it tastes foul.
Okay.
Nothing is all that unusual until at one point the half-orc manages to get a solid swipe across the back of the elf as he spins away. The elf himself is thrown back into a cart and promptly proceeds to tumble his way over it, but he drops several of his pouches and his sword on the ground. The half-orc seems quite pleased by this. He grabs the sword and he growls.
It's finally mine after all these years.
He's chuckling to himself. At which point he draws the sword.
Mm-hmm.
For a few moments, he has it drawn in his hand, and you can see it quite clearly if you wanted to take a closer look at the sword.
I certainly would.
I do.
All right. This sword, the blade itself is quite plain. The hilt itself is also quite plain, but the very bottom, it's called the pommel. The pommel is a small disc with a black gem set into it. For a few seconds, the half-orc is holding the sword, and he advances on the elf, swinging it side to side. And then he raises his arm to strike as the elf is recovering from his tumble over the cart. He expertly spins the sword and shoves it through his own chest. He looks surprised at this, actually.
Huh. So he just impaled himself with the sword.
He just impaled himself with the sword.
Mm-hmm.
He just kind of falls backward to the ground with an oof, and the sword is sticking straight out of his chest.
I assume everyone's confused but the elf.
Everyone's confused but him, and as the sword is just sticking straight out of him like that, around the area where the sword stabbed him, his flesh begins to grow gray. His clothes as well.
Oh, shit. It's turning to stone?
It seems so, yes.
Oh, damn.
In a few seconds, a surprisingly quick amount of time, there is just a statue there. Him curled up on the ground in pain.
Wow. All right.
The elf very carefully retrieves the sword and slides it back into the sheath, and then unlocks the thing and gives the key back to his tall friend who followed behind.
I see. I inquire about that sword. I'm like, well, what just happened there? What was that all about?
The crowd's clearing off now as well.
Mhm.
They seem almost disappointed.
Right?
And the guards show up.
Of course.
The guards, about a dozen guards show up, and they start asking questions of random people in the crowd. And one of them approaches you.
I assume they start beating the orc for resisting.
No.
Okay. All right.
just smashing his statue hands on the ground. Stop
Yeah,
resisting.
they're
I'm
like,
taking you in.
officer down! We got a fucking runner. Just,
like
beating him with
slips on one of
batons.
his fingers and smacks.
He's got a crossbow.
Yeah, that's right. Oh god, he's got a crossbow. That's fantastic.
There's a possibility that we're terrible people.
Yeah, probably. It's okay.
The guards begin questioning people, and one of the guards approaches you.
Mhm.
You there. This civilians tell me this was administered by your church. Do you agree with this? Was this sanctioned by the church?
It was sanctioned by me.
You are an official cleric, yes?
Well, yes.
Of course. No issue then. Yes, no problem. Was there fair play involved? Both parties agreed? Both gave verbal
Yes.
agreement to this duel?
That's true. Yes, they did.
Oh, excellent. All right. Those formalities out of the way. Thank you. You've solved quite an issue here. You don't realize it, but you've improved the health of the city quite a bit.
I try my best to do as such.
We've been waiting for this particular pot to boil over for a few months now, years even. It's been quite a havoc trying to get guards to patrol this area.
What was going on between these two groups exactly?
A long-standing feud over possession of a magical item. One claims the sword is cursed and that he was doing the other a favor by taking it at the end of their contract, but the other claims that he would rather have had it to sell regardless. There was no litigation occurring, unfortunately. It was too much of a gray area. We left it to the judgment of the guild.
And what did the guild do?
They just let them fight it out.
That seems a little bit irresponsible to me.
They have earned a measure of leeway.
I see.
Guard blows on his mustache and twirls it.
All right.
Very
Nice.
fine mustache.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Probably why I say,
well, I guess the weapon really was cursed.
A truly interesting thing. You never know what those adventurers are getting up to these days.
Yeah, I'm just like laughing nervously. What are they
A
even
rumor
doing?
has it that some fellows found an abandoned tomb north a few days recently. I do wonder if we'll be seeing any more a rush of adventuring groups. They usually do when new ruins are found.
And I kind of stop right there, and I'm like, wait. Was the tomb that we found to the north?
Yeah.
It was north. I thought it was north, and I'm just like, how about that? I'm like, wait, where'd you hear that from?
Well, you see, there was this ancient dagger, supposedly belonging to one of the ancient dwarven lords, found in this tomb lined with gold. A shopkeeper told me a few hours ago, he heard it from his friend. Of course, they heard it from an antiques dealer.
And
They supposedly sold the weapon too.
Grant just has this like 1,000-yard stare on him where he's screaming internally. I go, wow, that's quite the tale. There's probably nothing to it. Rumors like that just come and go.
Well,
Of
you
course,
didn't
of course.
tell him which direction you had found it in, did you?
No, I most certainly didn't. I'm wondering how he figured that out.
It's quite possible he didn't figure it out. He just got lucky because he's trying to create a story behind it to sell it, right?
Or something like that. Could be, yeah. Or maybe he knew. Maybe he knew of. I don't know. Like he was an antique dealer. He might have known the type of area that this kind of shit would come from.
I mean, there's no way anybody knew about this place before we found it because of the way it was hidden. So
who knows?
And there is that one place north of here, the well thing, that the endless stairs, that they may think it's more that way north, not as where we found it.
Could be. Yeah.
I'm glad we kind of covered up the place before we left a little bit.
I suppose so. So yeah. I say, well, if there's nothing more, I've got to get going.
Yes, of course. Thanks for your assistance in this matter, priest.
No problem. So is that elf guy still around?
Yeah, he's currently getting treated by a lady wearing a robe made out of like leaves.
Oh, all right. Wow, leaves. That must be an expensive fucking robe then.
Hippies.
So I approach the elf guy and I ask, I'm like, if you know that sword is cursed, why do you carry it around?
It's useful.
Useful for what? Solving debates like that?
Yeah. Other things. What, you expect me to just tell you everything about my sword?
I just find it odd that you would bother with such a thing. Why carry it on your person? Why not lock it up somewhere so it doesn't cause more harm?
Looks pretty locked up to me.
I suppose so. All right. Well, a good duel then.
Thank you.
And I'm just kind of done with this whole thing, honestly. It was just fucking weird.
Well, it might be cursed, but it's probably also got some benefits, and he might have somehow gotten to where he can control it and own it, where nobody else could.
Could be, or he knows what causes it to attack you. Like maybe you can only get off a couple of swings, and that orc was swinging it wildly, and maybe that's what it was. Who knows?
So two of the orc's friends come and carry him off, taking care not to smash him into anything.
Sounds fair. I wonder if they can reverse that stone thing. I wonder if he's going to get better.
You do know that it is doable, but extremely expensive. Because you've
Well,
seen
they
it
were
done at
mithril
priesthoods
level,
before.
so maybe they can do it.
Yeah, but it's like the only cure for when people run into basilisks. So
Right.
So yeah, that was a interesting fight.
I guess so.
you do notice that in the middle of the fight, the half orc dropped something.
Oh,
Nobody else has seemed to notice it.
I kind of like nonchalantly just kind of walk over there. What is it exactly?
It's a small piece of paper.
I kind of like glance around, making sure nobody's looking like directly at me, or kind of just don't even care if they do. Just kind of casually lean down and pick it up and have a look at it.
It appears to be an artistic rendition, not too artistic, mind you, but an artistic rendition of a like almost pyramidal temple in the middle of a large jungle. You don't know where this could possibly be. You don't know of any jungles. But it's quite the striking image. There's a small diagram that says in common that it's one of the floors of the temple, and it has an X marking a few of the different rooms, though it does not explain what those are.
No shit. I guess I'll pocket it then.
All right.
Might come in handy sometime.
What should I call it?
Call it X marks the spot.
All right.
You can continue to the general store if you want. It's whatever.
Yes, I'd like to do that.
All right. You continue to the same general store that you've gone to many times before. And there is somebody different working the counter again today.
I see. I approach him and I ask if I could get some charcoal and paper.
Oh, yeah. No issue.
How much should that be?
That'll cost you 10 copper for the lot.
Okay. I asked Grint if he's got some extra copper since I only have 5. I mean, I asked Braun. I am. Jeez Louise. So, Braun, do you have a couple spare copper per chance?
Yep, I've got 10 copper, no problem.
Thank you. I think this will come in handy.
It gives you several sheets of paper and some charcoal.
Okay.
Specifically writing charcoal, since you kind of assumed that was what you meant.
Yes, that's correct.
I'd also like to ask him if he sells any venom toxin or antitoxins, or if he knows where we could get any.
Antivenoms.
Yeah, check the alchemist down the road. Of everything you need.
Should I specify how much paper I have, or just write papers?
10 sheets.
10 paper. Okay, 10 sheets of paper.
These are like poster-sized sheets as well. They're meant to make like charcoal rubbings.
Good. So yeah, what's the deal with the anti-venom?
If you go to the shop that he instructed, I believe you've been to this alchemy shop before.
Have we?
I think you have, yes. You're greeted by the same rat-faced little man with a large nose and scraggly hands, who invites you to look at all of his wares.
When the hell did we come into the alchemy shop, guys?
That might have been when the guy gave us the antitoxins when we were there instead of at the trader.
No. This was.
Oh no, I'm thinking of a magic shop. Never mind. You haven't met this guy yet.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
This guy's new.
Okay, so you said he's kind of rat-faced looking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Long nose. He's wringing his hands.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. I approach him and I say, we're going to be going out to fight some sandworms tomorrow. Do you happen to have any antivenoms that would be helpful against them?
Sandworms. Yes, I have exactly what you need right here. A specialized sandworm anti-venom. For pest control, of course. The guards buy it in bulk. Have some here right for you. 1 silver per dosage, of course.
Whew, okay. How are we feeling on that? You guys think we should just get 3?
Well, yeah, I think just 3 because we can only be so poisoned.
God, I wish that was true. We also already have 1 anti-venom for an emergency, so...
Right.
He picks out 3 bottles filled with this brown, murky liquid with his spindly hands and pushes them towards you.
Okay. So how do we want to handle this? The payment thing. I mean, like where do we start? Where do we start with party funds? And because I think we should all have like a couple of silver on us, just for emergencies or whatever.
Oh, I can give everybody 11 silver.
I've got 30 on me already, so I'm fine. So you just give a couple to Andarin, and I think we'll be good.
Okay.
I'll give you 11.
But so for the venom, do we just want to pay for that out of party funds then?
Sure. How much was it?
It's gonna be 3 silver in total.
Done.
He plucks the silver from Braun's hand.
Thank you. Any other items you're looking for? I'm here to help.
I asked him about healing potions, actually.
Healing potions, yes. Healing, I'm afraid my stock is gone at the moment. They were all bought recently, just earlier today. I haven't had time to brew more.
I see, but how much do they usually sell for?
It depends on the kind of market that's at the moment. Of course, prices have been very thin lately, so 10 silver a piece is a reasonable price. Supplies are running quite thin this season.
He
I
wrings
see.
his hands.
How much would you charge for a potion of giant strength?
Ooh, I'm afraid I don't carry any of those. Quite rare, yes. Quite rare indeed.
How much would you pay for a potion of giant strength?
Hero strength,
Hero strength.
heroic
sorry.
strength, or something.
If you find any boosting potions to expand one's capacity of mind or body, I would be highly interested. I would pay you whatever the appropriate market value is, minus 10%, of course.
I look at Braun and I'm like, do you want to hang on to this or should we sell it? I mean, at the very least, we could see how much he wants for it.
That was to Andarin, right?
No, that was to you. You're the one
it's
who
me.
asked. I assume.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, that's why I was asking. That's why I was asking how much it was. See if we wanted to sell it. I mean, let's see what the price is.
Yeah. I show him the potion of heroic strength.
Oh, you show him the potion?
Yeah, I show it to him.
Curious, most curious. Only a single sip left. Though it does have some value, I will give you 20 silver pieces. It is a fair price, I think.
I honestly think we're pretty good on.
Can't find.
Actually, well, first of all, I'm gonna do a insight on that.
Seems reasonable enough to you.
Mm-hmm. But we're not desperate for money, and this potion could come in handy. So I'm thinking we should just hold on to it.
Yeah, we're
Alright.
not gonna get something that's good out.
Or for cheap. Yeah.
Right, but I'm also curious if he had this, could he replicate it from this potion and be able to sell us more? Do you have the knowledge to make this, or is this something that would help you increase your knowledge and be able to sell these now?
The knowledge, yes. The ingredients, no.
I see. So what kind of ingredients would you need for this if we were to find them and bring them to you?
Unless you know where I can find some powdered frost giant's toenails, I don't know.
I'll have to keep an eye out for that.
Shavings would do fine too, though they tend to add a bit of a pulp to the potion that some find unpleasant.
Well, yeah, you don't want to. You don't want pulp in your potions.
What is happening?
It's like pulp and orange juice. You don't want pulp in there, right?
Some people like pulp.
Well, those people are wrong.
That's fair.
I prefer the pulp, to be honest with you. But
See, I'm indifferent. I'll drink anything.
I prefer not to chew my drinks.
That's what everyone says. I don't do any chewing. Just all right.
Yeah, whatever you say, Toothless.
Anyway, I think we're done here. I thank him for his appraisal, but I say I think we're going to hang on to it.
Truly a shame.
But I'll tell him if we ever need any potions, we'll head on back here for sure.
Excellent.
Now, how much are XPs?
What'd you say, Ryan?
How much are axe beaks?
Yeah, let's go find out. I think it was it 5 copper? No.
It was 5 copper to rent if we left something of value.
Right.
My question
Otherwise
is how much it is
it's
to buy
10.
them.
Oh, you want to buy, not rent? Okay.
I'm just
Well, yeah,
curious
let's go
what
ask.
the price would be. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Look, here's my thinking. Right, is that if like these ancient artifacts and shit are going for multiple or dozens of silver and whatnot, but surely an axe beak must be like 10 silver tops. So we could ask. I figure we might be able to afford one.
Well, the other question too is, do we want to manage the upkeep of one when we're not actually out adventuring? It might be easier just to pay the 10 copper to.
Yeah, we'll see how much that costs, and then we'll make it an informed decision. So yeah, we'd like to head to the stables where we saw people renting axe beaks.
Okay. You head to the stables that you saw before with people renting axe beaks.
And I would like to approach somebody who looks like they're in charge.
There's a woman here giving orders and getting everything in order. You've seen her here before. She seems to be the boss of these stables.
Okay, well, I approach her and say hello.
Oh, hello there. Oh, how can I help you with?
We'd like to know how much it would be to purchase an axe beak.
Purchase an axe beak. Well, I got some fine steeds back here that I'm sure will meet your every need. What kind of tasks will you be using my steeds for?
Just riding.
Riding? Any sort of combat? You look like those adventuring types.
Well, we don't generally do combat on axe beak back.
All right. I'll find you some suitable pack steeds. If I had to guess, they cost you around 15 silver each. These animals are quite fine this year. Had some good trainers.
I'm obviously gonna insight that as well to see if she's being honest or not. I think she's full of shit, though. Oh,
It's reasonable price.
you think so, huh?
No, you think so?
Right. So I turn around and I'm like, yeah, I think it's a good price. What do you guys think? Should we go for this?
Well, the question is then, do we want to keep,
Maybe we should ask him other questions. Maybe like how much it would be to keep them in the stables when we return, and how much food for them would cost. Eh?
Right.
So I break away from our little powwow, and I turn and I ask her how much does it cost to keep an axe beak in the stables overnight?
Oh, that'd be no more than a copper a day.
Okay. What do they eat exactly?
They eat the roots. They would make root juice out of. They eat what's left at the end.
And how much does that go for?
It's basically dirt cheap.
No kidding.
Paying more for the house than anything else.
More for the what?
The housing than anything else.
Oh, so like keeping it in the stables, you mean? Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So I turn back and I'm like, they're like dirt cheap to take care of. I mean, we should do this. We should invest in this. You know, this is our first step in becoming real big balled adventurers.
And the
Right,
axe
but
beak
question-
market crashed.
Yeah.
What about foraging for their?
For their what?
The food on the travels and stuff.
Well, I mean, it's dirt cheap. We could just buy it.
Probably enough to take with us. Do we want a fourth one for a pack axe beak or?
I mean, I
Just use the
figure
three we
we'll be able
have.
to carry some
Tax
stuff on the
free?
3 we have. But yeah, I think we could just carry some stuff on the ones we already have, and
Okay.
we don't have
Sounds
much yet.
True. All right, let's do it. Heck,
The one she wants to sell to us, do they have like saddlebags and shit already?
They come with everything.
Excellent. I turn to her and I say, you know what? We would like 3 axe beaks then.
It's 3 fine steeds coming right up. And she waves one of the grooms of the stable off, and he promptly comes back with 3 large pack axe beaks. It's larger than normal axe beaks. They're clearly meant for carrying large amounts of goods for like merchants or any sort of traveler.
Okay.
And they seem well tempered.
Sounds good to me. I'll pay for my own, and that'll leave me at 15 silver, so that's no problem.
How much were they again?
15 silver apiece.
All right, so I can do 15 silver. Do you have 15, Darn, or do you need more?
I am at 11 and 11 copper.
All right, I will take your 11 and pay 19, and that'll take all of our silver, or those copper, right? 15 copper?
No, 15 silver.
15 silver? Okay, so I will take, I'll take the 11 you have and pay for 30 for the 2 of us, and then I'm out of silver, so. We still have copper. We still have.
You
copper
might
and
consider.
gold.
I'm just gonna say you might consider breaking a gold then, so he can still have some silver on him in case of emergencies.
Sure. Yeah, I could do that. I'll pay the 30 out of the gold and get the 70 back in silver then.
So you guys do your whatever your money managing is.
Now we have 3 X beaks.
One is black, one is white, and one is sand colored.
I have no preference. Whatever you guys want.
I'll take the sand colored one.
I'll take the black one then.
Okay, I will take the remaining one.
Pretty racist. Great. You all have distributed your axe beaks. And you give them a quick test. You know, they don't mind you wandering around with them for a few minutes to get used to them.
Okay.
The ride is surprisingly smooth. Smoother than you would expect. And these axe beaks are quite calm and well behaved.
Excellent.
I will name mine Gorby 9 or 8. Where are we at now? What
I
number?
have no idea. Just gonna
Gorby
name mine
2.0.
Gretchen.
2.0. Then the next thing can be Gorby 2.1, 2.2, that sort of thing.
There you go. So, now that we have our axe beaks,
We head out. There might be enough time to head out to the location tonight.
maybe. What time is it in the day?
It's closer to the evening.
Okay. Yeah, like honestly, I think we should end it pretty soon anyway. So we could just
Spend the night at the inn and then
Spend
head
the
out in
night.
the morning.
Yep. Exactly.
All right, I'll mark off the copper for the night's stay and the food and everything.
Yeah.
And get ready for tomorrow.
You all turn in. Wonderful. You guys got a lot done. Accomplished a lot.
Right?
Did we get
Like-
enough accomplished?
I'd say we did fantastic, honestly.
Like, puzzle game is still a little limp, but you know,
Yeah, I finally got us there, right? All right.
Mm-hmm.
figured it out in the end.
Yeah, we got more gold than we have seen in a long time. So
All right.
Yeah. Some
would say,
excellent rolls there during your looting.
No ones today. If I'd like to
didn't
point
see
out,
one.
no ones. So we got
So
them
we
all
had-
out of the fucking way.
we had
Number
two,
one on my end.
successes.
Uh,
So that was good. Two critical
only
successes.
a single natural one for me. That was it.
And
Just
who was
curious.
responsible with that?
It was a more impressive one because it was a D100. So
Oh, all right.
The question I have is, do we need to be doing anything during the week with our characters?
okay, you need to level up. You're level 3 now, by the way.
Oh, we're level 3. Excellent.
Sweet.
I was going to mention that
Still-
earlier, but I
Still haven't
forgot.
pulled my
I
sword
remember
out yet.
mentioning it. Your chance.
I'm a
From the
fighter and have done
Skulls of
nothing.
your enemies, even though worms don't have skulls.
Oh God. So thirsty.
All right, level 3.
So begins the
Um,
era
level
of blood.
3.
Mhm. I'm going to go ahead and roll my health here now. Then
Seems
means
pretty grim,
D8.
sire. No, it's not grim at all. It's blood. You need blood to live. Blood's good.
it is. All right, so I get 6 points, I think. Oh no, it's I get 8 points because it's plus to your Constitution.
Yeah, if only I had one of those.
Do we just click on hit dice, or how do we roll those, by the way? I forget.
I think it's unique per class. Like I know clerics are a D8 plus my Constitution,
Right.
and
But
I
I
get
rolled 20,
1
I
for
think.
being a dwarf as well.
The average amount of HP. Good job.
Thanks.
I'm just trying to remember, because I remember there was a way we could just like click on something that would roll it for us, but I can't remember what it was. If it was the hit dice or if it was something else. Yeah, I'll look it up.
All right, I'll catch you guys next week then.
See ya.
All right, have a good rest of the day.
Later, guys.
Oh, good God.
I'm done for the day. We will come back and stream some more next week. I'll try and get some more streaming done during the week as well. And thanks for everybody for joining, and I'll see you guys later.
Okay.